And then there was one day left of E306. All the hype, all the games, all the girls will be gone tomorrow. But for one last day, we will rejoice. We will embrace the madness and test the limits. The show isn't over just yet. There are still games to be discovered and consoles to explore. And only G4 brings you inside. E306 Live every day from start to finish, so you won't miss a thing. Your future starts now. G4 and Attack of the Show present E306 Live.
Live, presented by Scion and Mountain Dew. Woo!
Yes.
I'm Kevin Pereira, and I cannot believe it. We are here for the last day of the expo. It seems like just 3 reincarnations of the same lifetime since we kicked this week off, really.
I know. Well, I'm Olivia Munn, and we have only 3 more hours inside the packed halls of the LA Convention Center. I know it's sad, but we've got plenty of time to bring you the exclusive insider coverage G4 has promised and delivered to you all week long.
Oh, that's right. We made good on it, kids.
Yeah.
Now, the only way you're going to see all of the exclusive game premieres, celebrity interviews, and hands-on demos is really by keeping it right here. Do you know where you are? You're on G4.
G4, that's right. And of course, holding back our hair as we vomit information is none other than the host of X-Play, Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Woo!
Woo!
Yeah, thanks, Olivia. That was sure a lovely image.
Yes, maybe it's the lack of air in the convention center, the musk of game journalists, or the fact that we've done a combined 80 hours of live TV in 4 days, but I am psyched!
Psyched! The E3 excitement cannot be stopped, and we're going to do our best to give you the inside experience without you having to leave your couch or host your own TV show.
Well, that would be terrible. Now, today we've got a first look at Heavenly Sword, a hands-on with Mass Effect, and a peek at LucasArts' stolen data tapes. This is the biggest event of the gaming year, so we spared no expense in covering it all.
Yes, now look how many people we have out there on the show floor. Now, you think that kind of blanket coverage comes cheap? Ha, no. Now when you're talking about the likes of, Zach Selwyn.
Thanks, Adam. Thanks, Morgan. Zach Selwyn here, still at the Sony booth, bringing you the final word on all things Sony, the PS3, the games, and some love. All in just a little while. You are not going to want to miss this. In the meantime, let's check in with our special correspondent, Gilbert Gottfried.
Hi, I'm Gilbert Gottfried, and I'm here at the E3 convention, where all the big shots are showing you everything they have to offer in electronics. And me, I'm showing you all the pathetic crap that you're missing. Anyway, I know what you're thinking. We'd rather be looking at Kristen Holt. All right, get to her.
Okay, Gilbert, I have some hidden gems for you. Later on, we're going to dig deeper into some games that might have been overlooked. But right now, let's check in with Kevin and Olivia.
All right, now, despite appearances, this show isn't about us. It's not even about Kevin Pereira's rotating belt buckles.
Whoa, you take that back. It hurt you.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
You know what? It actually is about the viewer at home.
That's
Sorry.
true. It is. And what bit of E3 goodness so far has really got your pulse pounded? Well, just log on to g4tv.com/E3 and let us know. Of course, if you're one of those cell phone kids with your hula hoops and electric guitars, you can text E3 to G4TXT, that's 44898, to vote and register for E3 Live news alerts. Of course, you can also leave comments, which we'll be reading live on the show today, so make them good. Seriously.
Now, we can't assume everyone out there has been chained to the LA Convention Center like we have.
No. So if you find yourself entertaining the question, what is E3 and why is this guy on G4 shouting at me about it? Well, relax. Seriously. Take it easy. Count to 10. Help is on the way. E3. Yeah, you may have heard of it. Well, it's the infant scream of 1,000 games being delivered into the world for the first time, and boy, it's kind of loud. E3 is the biggest expo in the world. It's where you see every top-flight gaming product before it's even cleaned off and shown to its mother. So far, we've seen lots of amazing things, vegetation abuse and crisis, The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. We've shown you Metal Gears running rampant and lots of bullets in Gears of War. Oh, and we dare not forget the juggernaut that is Halo 3. But E3 still has one more day and it's not even breaking stride. The PS3 is hot and only getting hotter. Acrobatics and amazing PlayStation 3 graphics are in store. Sony and Ubisoft make sure we all say the Assassin's Creed. A lady with a big sword plays footsie with some lucky fellas. Heavenly Sword slashes through the mythical Far East and my heart. Britain is known for its royalty and crooked teeth, but it'll soon be known for its cyber knights fighting demons as we peer into the world of Hellgate London. All this and more is in store for you on this final day of E3. Lose yourself in the ooey gooey gaming goodness that is E306 Live.
Okay, let's say you really want to play God of War, but you have a ninja itch you just need to scratch.
Well, what's coming up next might be the answers to your prayers. Thanks to some next-gen martial magic, this title is designed to take full advantage of the PS3's capabilities. Here's an extreme close-up of Heavenly Sword. Is it just us, or has Cirque du Soleil gotten really violent lately? In Heavenly Sword for the PS3, you play as Nariko, a fierce warrior who uses her, her heavenly sword to lay the smackdown on wave after wave of angry medieval bad guys. The new E3 demo only shows off one level, Coliseum, where your hero eviscerates her competition. Finally, a sporting event more violent than a Detroit Pistons game. Besides the titular cutlery, your hero has a lot more weaponry at her disposal. Here she uses the didgeridoo of ultimate power to lay waste to her enemies. In Nariko's hands, even a hat is a dangerous weapon. At certain points in the game, you'll also use timed button presses to pull off spectacular combos a la God of War. There's not much information about the lead character, except that her name is Nariko, she kicks some serious ass, and she's not afraid to go for the jugular. Wait, that's not the jugular. What really impressed us was the smooth action and great look of the game. This is running in real time on PS3 hardware. Rumor has it that Heavenly Sword is set to be a PS3 launch title, so if you don't want to wait very long to ginsu some gonads...
Ow, my gonads!
You don't have to.
Oh man, if they have swords in heaven, oh, I can't wait to die.
All right, you are so missing the point of heaven, Kevin. All right, now let's get to Zach Selwyn. He is back out on the show floor to give us a quick recap of exactly what Sony was packing this week when they rolled into this year's E3.
Hey, I'm back here at the Sony booth. Now this week we have seen a lot, we've learned a lot, but most importantly, we have checked out the PS3. Let's take a look back at what a glorious week it was for Sony here at E3.
Say hello to our little friend. His name is the PS3, a beautiful little guy who promises to change all of our lives. In a good way, a very good way. The PS3 is going for about $600. That's just chicken scratch. And it's slated for a November release. There'll be no November rain that day, my friends. Or dinner, or breakfast, or sushi. I'm just gonna be playing. But a PS3 without games is like Simon Cowell without his phony accent. What's the point? Which is why there's Warhawk. Those magnificent men and their flying machines always make for a fun trip. Oh, to soar above the clouds without a care in the world like Leonardo DiCaprio in The Aviator. Well, except for all those other bastards out there trying to harsh my ride. Kill them, dude! Kill them all! Now don't forget the PS2. That's where God of War 2 is making an appearance. We love Kratos. He's a man after my own heart. He just likes to hurt people. And he looks good doing it, just like me. Speaking of looking good, have you seen Loco Roco on the PSP? It just might be the most unique game out there. And it's more addictive than anything in Snoop Dogg's medicine cabinet. Is it the new Katamari or something much, much different?
Not bad. Not bad at all. The PS3, the PS2, and the PSP. It's all gravy, and it's all Sony.
All right, I don't want to scare you, Olivia, but this is only a warm-up, folks. I'm serious. Yeah. We have so much more E306 Live coming at you. I may burst something. I'm not sure what.
No, just hold it in.
I will.
Suck it in. All right, that's right. The only way to get inside Insider E3 information is to get on the side of G4. Are you okay?
I burst my gut.
Let's go. All right, come on. Let's get out.
After the break, Games Go Hollywood with the head of Warner Interactive as our exclusive E306 Live coverage continues. E306 Live is presented by Scion. Cars ready for personalization. Scion, what moves you?
Everything is go.
They're so excited.
No, I love it.
Welcome back. I'm Morgan Webb, and this is E306 Live, presented by Scion and Mountain Dew. And we haven't even begun to dazzle you yet, so please take your seats.
Take your seats. Yes, take a seat. I'm Olivia Munn, and we've already delivered on our promise of E3 greatness. Yes, we've seen the debut of Heavenly Sword, and we got another peek behind Sony's PlayStation 3 curtain.
Only to find that it led us into one of the Westgate parking structures. Who designed this place? It's so confusing. Now, I know of only one man who can help us make some sense out of all of this.
Oh, Nintendo Shigeru Miyamoto?
No. No.
Microsoft's Bill Gates?
Keep
Okay,
guessing.
I got it. America's Chuck Norris.
No, G4's Chuck Norris, Jeff Keighley.
Thank you, Morgan. I appreciate
Welcome.
that. Well, you know, when Warner Brothers Interactive wants to bring its big-time movie properties to the gaming world, they rely on one man. We've got some FaceTime with him, Jason Hall.
Jason Hall has quite a varied resume. Let's see, he's been a Marine, a stockbroker, a musician, and a sound engineer. But now he's the Senior VP for Warner Brothers Interactive. Hall started the video game part of his career in 1994 when he opened Monolith Productions. Monolith developed hits like No One Lives Forever.
Shut up.
Yes, sir.
Just do as I say, you idiot.
Tron 2.0.
Follow me to the exit.
Fear, and Condemned. When Hall joined WB's interactive division, he brought the power of the Matrix film franchise to life with The Matrix Online. Hall has more big plans for Warner Brothers hits, including games based on Clint Eastwood's Dirty Harry and the Justice League comics.
Goodbye, Justice League.
There you go, Jason. So I tell you, Jason Hall, great to have you here. Now, you've had a pretty big week. We had a special guest at E3. Clint Eastwood was with you on stage on Wednesday to announce his amazing new Dirty Harry game that he's doing. So tell me a bit about, bringing Clint Eastwood to the video game world. How'd you pull that off?
Well, I mean, I would say it was certainly a team effort.
Right.
And, it starts with Clint's desire to take some of his characters and content into the interactive space. Hollywood talent is really starting to look at the interactive space as a place that they can grow and tell amazing stories in. And, Clint identified that. And so when I went over to go see him to talk about bringing back Dirty Harry and telling an all-new story, he was quite enthusiastic about reprising his role and being involved creatively.
And see, what's cool is you're, a guy that came from the game world and is now in Hollywood doing all this stuff at Warner Brothers. You tell me you had to leave a tour you were giving to Katie Seagal to come here and do this interview?
Well, as sort of the guy at the studio who really tries to help the studio understand the games,
right?
Our studio works with the top talent in the world, and they'll have questions about games, and they'll want it. So here we are at E3, and hey, call Jason. He'll be able to show you around the show floor. So periodically we'll take various Hollywood talent and writers and directors around the show floor and show them some cool stuff.
Now, around the show floor this year, it's interesting, and there's a lot of sort of old movies being made into games. You've got, Scarface is out there, and, you guys are bringing back Dirty Harry. Why do you think there's this interest in sort of rekindling old games as, old movies as new games?
Well, I would say that I'd have two different answers for that. One, there's just a general interest that publishers will have in terms of identifying what they feel are exciting franchises and trying to capitalize and make a product on that.
Right.
The other approach is really sort of looking at catalog properties and seeing what truly makes sense to become a video game that has enough of meat on it from a universe standpoint, so that you can tell something new and not just sort of retell something that's
Dirty Harry, that's not sort of a retelling of any of the old movies. I mean, you've got Gene Hackman in there. I mean, he's new actors, right?
We've got Clint Eastwood, we have Gene Hackman, we have Lawrence Fishburne, and
who do those guys play? I mean, is one of them the villain, or how does that work?
I'm not going to give away too much of the
come
content.
on,
I will say
Lawrence
Fishburne plays the Reverend Clay.
Okay.
And Gene Hackman is the police chief, effectively, or Dirty Harry's boss, Al Bressler. And, so we have a really good, we've got Academy Award-winning talent in here. And that's the key thing to really focus on is forgetting the marquee nature of that talent. They're good. They actually make the game better. They're talented. So we're really excited about that.
But the gameplay's got to be good. And I know you've been very focused on that. I mean, you've been controversial in the past for saying, that you want movie games to be good and you're going to, penalize game developers if they make bad movie games. Where is that at these days? I mean, we heard that, the Superman Returns game, that slipped out. It was supposed to come out with the movie. Now EA's pushed it back to the fall. Is that because of quality?
Well, I really want to, speak a little bit about that. I think EA's decision with us to make the Superman Returns video game as good as it possibly can be, and not just try to put out a game just because the movie happens to be coming out. I think that's a significant decision that really speaks to the quality focus that EA has, as well as Warner Brothers' whole take on the delivering a compelling product that way. Right. So you got to give them props for that.
Well, hopefully it's a good game, over 70% on game rankings with the DVD, right?
Well, definitely over that. I think they have an incredible design, and I think they're going to realize it.
Excellent. All right, well, Jason, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. Back to you guys.
Well, thank you very much, Jeff. When we come back, we're going to try to do justice to everything on the showroom floor.
Seriously, and failing that, we're going to send everybody a really nice bouquet.
A bouquet of what?
Roses. But then you'll go and massage their feet. It'll be fantastic. Stick around. This is G4's live coverage of E306, and it's just going to keep on going.
Just massage?
Coming up next, the hottest games from the show floor. And later, 50 Cent does E3. E306 Live is presented by Mountain Dew, coming to you live and in color.
It's kind of a cross between like a low-rent chibi robo. There's a giant robot head back there. It's pretty sweet, actually. Not bad.
Maybe he'll be on our new AOTS set.
I hope so.
No,
what isn't?
Our new AOTS set. All right, welcome back to E306, presented by Scion and Mountain Dew. The biggest thing to happen to the gaming industry since the thumbstick.
That's a pretty big statement.
It
there.
is, yeah.
Now, during the commercial break, I single-handedly rechecked all of the emergency exit doors because you really can't be too careful once the free giveaways run out, actually. People go feral.
I know. I actually saw all these people clawing at each other for XXL free NVIDIA t-shirts.
Yes.
I know, which is actually sad because I think 2 people can fit into a XXL.
Yeah, it's an SLI kind of thing, 2 going at once. I don't know. But anyway, now we're going to turn it over to a man who has more free t-shirts than he knows what to do with. He hasn't figured it out yet. It's Adam Sessler.
Oh, I found out what to do with my t-shirts. I'm just not telling. All right, thank you, Kevin. Now, you and Olivia may have seen people wrestling over free booth swag, but there's no need to get violent to find out more about the new sci-fi RPG Mass Effect, because we've got to look at it right now, and I cannot tell you how excited I am about this. This is one of like the holy trinity of Xbox 360 games, and here to do it with me are well, here to discuss Mass Effect are the BioWare founders, Ray Muska, I'm going to screw this up, and Greg Zeschuk. Okay, welcome, guys. I got through your names, so now we can move on to the game. All right. Okay, you guys make KOTOR and KOTOR 2, which easily, I will say, is my most favorite RPG that I've ever played. You're now moving into some brand new territory because you're not using other people's property, and it's still a space game. So let's just lay out the basics right here of Mass Effect.
Sure. Well, it's a grand adventure on an epic scale. You're the tip of the spear of humanity on the galactic stage. You get to take a party with you in your own personal spaceship, the Normandy, travel around worlds, uncharted worlds, explore brand new places, and basically have the time of your life as you explore the galaxy a couple hundred years in the future.
Time of your life while exploring the galaxy.
Absolutely.
I like this. All right, well, let's get to how it plays. This is more of an action RPG. Obviously, Knights of the Old Republic, KOTOR and KOTOR 2, it was more of sort of a turn-based, even though it looked like it was more action-based. How do you play this game?
It's very similar to shooting mechanic to most games people are familiar with. You point your gun using your joystick, and you actually shoot with the trigger. It's pretty straightforward until you lock onto a target. What's different about Mass Effect, you have multiple characters. You can switch between them, very much like KOTOR, but you've got the action effect. And once you lock on, there's all kinds of different things you can do. You can throw grenades, you can shoot your gun, you can change guns, you can modify your gun and shoot your gun. There's all kinds of stuff like that. But not only that, there's tech powers that you can use to disrupt technology around the environment. There's also biotic powers, which use dark matter and dark energy to
Are there
change
any
the
powers
environment.
that you can't have in this game? That's quite a list you have right there.
Well, I can't think of any. We're just touching the
If you let
surface.
us,
Force.
if you let
That's
us,
probably
if
the
you let
one
us
we
know,
can't
we'll
do.
put it in.
that one.
How about that? If you let us know,
All right. Oh, definitely. How about one that makes you feel really good about myself all the time? So
I'm not sure we can. Well,
So what happens
try
sort
our
of in the
best.
course of the story? I mean, you get to invent your own world. What is the nature of this world, and what's going to happen to the player as they go through it?
Well, I mean, basically, what's happening is you're a member of this organization that's a very powerful organization, but you're the first representative of humanity in the greater galactic stage. So you're representing them to all these alien races, and it's really, really cool because what you do actually influences how they're seen. You actually have a huge, epic impact on the fate of humanity going forward.
All right,
And-
actually, let's stop right there. Having that impact on humanity, as some people may not be aware, that was obviously the nature of Knights of the Old Republic. Is that the path that you chose, being good or evil, it definitely changed how the game actually played and the events that happened. Are you following with that same pattern?
Well, every 50,000 years, basically, there's this cataclysm, and we don't want to reveal or spoil any secrets, but
it's fine.
But it's epic. So it's great storyline in the BioWare tradition. We really focus on story and character. That's the kind of games we make. We have great people working on all of them. They're hardworking, passionate,
That
creative.
you guys definitely do. Okay, well, let's talk about the role-playing game element. So obviously, through the course of the game, you can improve things, develop new skills. How are you implementing that into this game?
So to touch on some of those things, one of the key things is who you are. You're Commander Shepard. You can totally customize Commander Shepard. You can use the iconic version we create and we give you, or you can customize your own. You can be male or female. You can totally customize your face. As you go through the game, you choose what you want to be. You choose your armor. You can actually modify everything in the game. You actually have a vehicle you can drop down on planets which you can modify, just like another character in the game. You modify all your friends. You can even modify your gameplay experience, because not only do you have this great story to explore, but you can actually jump in your spaceship and go flying all over the galaxy, exploring planets, dropping down, driving all over them, getting out of your spaceship, getting out of your vehicle, and it's huge.
I like the idea of modifying your friends, because in real life there's a few that I would love to have that ability to use.
These are like real people too. So you're having conversation with one of them. You really feel something. The emotion is there. You're actually able to have a conversation in real time. It's really innovative in terms of the way we portray the story and the dialogue. Extremely accessible and really intuitive.
All right, you've now got me more excited than I was at the beginning. So I need to let you guys go so you can finish this game so I can start playing it. Greg, Ray, thank you so much for coming here.
Thank you. It's an honor.
All right. Well, being on the E3 front lines like this makes you feel, well, omnipotent, which is why I so desperately need the grounding influence of Morgan Webb.
Thanks, Adam. Now, G4's video game coverage doesn't end with E3. There's also the Video Game Mashup, TV's only daily block dedicated to all things video game. Now, the heart of the Mashup is a show I know a little something about. It's called X-Play. It's where Adam Sessler and I play and review every game we can get our hands on. The Mashup is 3 full hours of cheats, tips, tricks, and our brutally honest game reviews. Do not miss X-Play and the rest of the Mashup. Weeknights from 4 to 7 p.m. right here on G4. Look, I'd like you to come back after this break, but to be honest, E306 Live is going to continue with or without you. No other network is capable of bringing you this deep into E3 or of subsisting solely on Chex Mix and Fear. I'll see you on the other side.
Filter's Beth O tells us what she learned from E306 right after the break. And later, we'll show you some of the best games you're not playing. E306 is also brought to you by Netscape. Sign up today and get free Web Accelerator when you stay for 12 months.
Everything is go.
Welcome back to E306 Live, presented by Scion and Mountain Dew. I am Adam Sessler.
And I'm Morgan Webb. G4 has been here all week, bringing you breaking video game news the second it leaves the mouth of an executive, a keynote speaker, or a slightly tipsy booth mascot. But,
slightly?
Well, we had a little part in that. But you can look all you want, but you will not find this stuff anywhere else.
Morgan?
Yeah?
During the break, did Olivia grow like several inches in dye hair or anything like that?
I seriously doubt it.
All right, then we should find out exactly what Kevin is up to.
All
What is
right.
it?
Thank you, Adam. Yes, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome the newest and, well, actually, the official measurements are still pending, but I think it's safe to say the tallest member of the new G4 family. Everybody, Filter host, Beth Ostrowski. Beth.
Hi,
Thank you so much for joining us.
I'm so excited to be here. This is so much fun.
You are too kind to be here at E3. This is a place where
having a blast.
people will slide tackle their fellow gentlemen for an inflatable sword, and you have just been so nice to everybody here. Have you had a good time?
Everyone has been so supportive and welcoming to me, and I can't ask for anything more. I am so excited to be a part of your family,
Well,
so I feel so welcome.
Welcome in. I'm sorry,
Thank
Mom's
you.
a little dysfunctional, and Dad's always tipsy, but you'll fit right in. Listen, I know it's your first E3. Was it hectic on the floor? How was it?
You know what? It was a bit overwhelming for me. This is all kind of new to me, but it's exciting, and I have to say I've learned quite a few things from being here just today.
I was told you compiled a list of things that you learned actually.
In honor of my new show coming up, Filter, which is a countdown show, I have made a list of the things I've learned here today at G3.
If you
E3.
don't mind, we're just gonna count down that
Okay,
list. So
let's do it.
this is what Beth learned at E3. Everybody, just check it out. You're gonna love it.
You could probably name the best video games or could fire off your favorite game characters. But could you name the 10 things I learned during E3? That's what Filter does. We give you the lists you didn't even know you needed. Number 10, nerds, the sexy kind. Number 9, booth babes.
Yes!
You can have a crush, but it is a fantasy, folks, not reality.
Sorry, boys.
Number 8, cosplayers. If you're gonna costume up, Sailor Moon is not only creepy, it's so 05. Number 7, brand new games to try. Now you have bragging rights. Put it on your blog that no one reads except you. Are you running from number 6? It's the smell. Look, put 100,000 excited gamers in a convention center and you're gonna get some stink.
Ew.
My name plus your paper equals number 5, autograph signing. I can't believe all these guys wanted my autograph. Number 4 means stuff we all get, or swag. Even if you don't want one, you'll take one, cause it's free. Headline for number 3, press conferences. The people want to know. We're not sure who, but they're probably like us. And did you know about number 2? There are video games about farming. Only thing is, you have to get up at the crack of dawn to play. And the number 1 thing I learned at E3 is that in Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots for the PlayStation 3, the eye patch on Snake's left eye is called the Solid Eye System. This replaces the thermal vision, night vision, and the Soliton radar systems from the previous games. It's awesome.
That is a crash course and a half on
Pretty
E3
good,
there, Beth.
huh?
Not
Pretty
bad.
good.
Definitely good. I got to ask you about one of them autograph signings because
Okay.
I was coming down the escalator. I saw a line of people snaking around the corner. I thought, great, they're here for the Pereira. Let me sign. Oh no, you're here for Beth.
I paid them.
Fantastic. Oh, you did not pay
I did
any
$1
extras.
to every one of them.
How was the signing? You must have.
It was
You
fun.
must clearly be broke then, because they were literally lined around the entire
No,
hall.
it's really nice. I've done signings before for all of my FHM covers, but this one was the most enjoyable of any of them. I love nerds.
You said nerds.
I've seen a lot of guys in glasses, and glasses really turned me on.
Well, you classified. In fact, can we get some glasses? Anybody?
Give me
An
some
intern? Anybody?
glasses.
You clarified the type of nerd. You said the sexy one.
Sexy ones.
So is it just the glasses, or is it the musk?
You
is
know
it
what?
The,
Every guy that stood in line for me, I found sexy in their own unique way.
Very nice. It's a pepperoni and a Clearasil
There
kind of
you go.
scent
There
that
you-
permeates from them.
I like it. I like it.
I love-
Where's my swag?
You gotta get. We'll have an intern
I
run around and
got
get you
one
some.
thing.
If not, I will kill somebody and take their bag for you, Beth. I mean, I will do
Thank
it for
you.
Congrats on and all
Thank
the
you.
success. There you go. Look at that G4 hat. It doesn't get any
thank
better than that.
you.
It's free.
mine.
And seriously, if we could get some glasses, I'd love
It's
to.
for Howard.
To impress Beth.
This is for Howard.
Yes. Now is he psyched for the new show? Does he like the countdowns and the top 10s?
You
and
know
all that
what?
jazz?
He's gonna have to see it when it debuts on the 3rd. So
On the 3rd.
he's
Awesome.
excited for me.
You look fantastic.
Thank
I can't
you.
thank you
Thanks
enough
for
for coming down.
having me.
Beth, it was a pleasure.
Thank
Congrats
you.
on the new show.
Thanks.
Everybody, don't forget, Filter's new season kicks off with the 21 most legendary parties Saturday, June 3rd at 7 p.m. and it's right here on the G4. Just check it out. Do yourself a favor.
Yes, you guys have definitely got to check out Filter because Beth is so down to earth. You guys are definitely going to love that show. And I know that you guys are loving E3 right now. There is no question the big names have shown up here at E3, but some slightly, shall we say, less high-profile games and gadgets also make the pilgrimage. Here's Kristen Holt with her hidden gems on the floor.
Okay, Olivia, we've seen the Nintendos, the Sonys, the Microsofts, but if you look a little bit closer, you'll find the hidden gems. First off, from Konami, we have Elebit. In the game, players must move around the world and search for creatures. Don't think that these creatures are just going to be waiting around to be caught by you. Oh, no, no. You'll have to push, pull, lift, and throw anything and everything in the environment to find the little buggers. Look carefully for Elebits on the Wii in 2006. From the creator of Lumines for the PSP is Every Extend Extra. The game has you steering a cursor around the screen, trying to blow up as many objects as possible. It also has a techno-heavy soundtrack that helps complete the trippy mood. Look for Every Extend Extra on the PSP in 2007. The Darkness by 2K Games has you playing as a mafia hitman who becomes possessed. Although this possession gives you great powers to smash your enemies, you need to learn to control the demon within. The game is based on the 1996 comic of the same name. The Darkness is developed by the people behind the Chronicles of Riddick, so expect good things.
Even seasoned E3 pros occasionally find themselves scrambling to snag every news nugget emerging from the show floor. Luckily, the feed is here to catch it all.
Listen up, I'm Layla Cayley with all the breaking E3 news you're dying to hear. I call it The Feed. Mario, Kirby, and Pikachu are back in action as Nintendo announces Super Smash Bros. Brawl for the Wii. This time out, the classic characters are joined by Wario and Kirby villain Metal Knight, with Samus from Metroid Prime upping the babe factor in a slinky cat suit. At the closed-door preview, Nintendo hinted that some other classic titles like Kid Icarus could find new life on Nintendo's next-gen system. Watch out for our extreme close-up of Super Smash Bros. Brawl later on today. On the handheld front, Rare is currently at work on its first title for the Nintendo DS. The company that brought us Mr. Pants, and Donkey Kong Country 3 to the Game Boy Advance will release a Diddy Kong Racing follow-up that takes advantage of the DS touchscreen and microphone. That was a mouthful. That's all for the news for now. Stay tuned for G4 for breaking E3 headlines throughout the day, and visit us on the web at g4tv.com. Until next time, I'm Layla Cayley, and you have been fed. E306 Live still has 2 more hours of games, premieres, and interviews tucked away in its free giveaway tote bag. So switch channels at your own peril.
Stay tuned for a Morgan Minute right after the break. And later, we'll take a look at Assassin's Creed. E306 Live is also brought to you by ITT Technical Institute. Education for the future.
Has its privileges. Come here, guys. Hugs, hugs, hugs. There you go. There you go. We're getting them help right after this. Don't worry about it.
Do I get a hug too? Aw, all right.
There we go.
They're jealous. All right, everyone, welcome back to E306 Live, presented by Scion and Mountain Dew. I'm Olivia Munn. Now, no one is bringing you closer to the action at E3 than G4.
And I'm Adam Sessler. We've been embedded here in the LA Convention Center all week, and we've got the exclusives to prove it.
With so much happening here at E3, there's just not enough time to bring you everything here on the stage. So Kevin Pereira braved the madness of the expo floor to find some of the other games and gadgets that make E3, well, E3.
All right, thanks, Olivia. You know, all week long, we've been bringing you the most hyped games of E3, but every once in a while, some titles kind of sneak up on you. But don't worry, we've got you covered. Here's some games you need to keep an eye out for. Oh, there's nothing like gigantic robots with machine guns to get you in the mood for a little destruction. Now, it's been a while since we've seen Chrome Hounds roaming the Earth. The single-player mode offers up more than 40 different missions, or grab some friends and try out the 12-player Xbox Live Network battles. You can customize pretty much everything from weapons right down to your cockpit. Although you might want to buy your Chrome Hound dinner first. Another game turning some heads at E3, Dark Messiah of Might and Magic. It's a fantasy action game that features a complete first-person combat system, which means a lot more action. You know, Dark Messiah takes more of an act now, negotiate later approach. No, this isn't your daddy's Might and Magic game. Hell no. Dark Messiah is a lot more violent. as you can see, it's not just about the major players here at E3. There's a ton of games to see, and if you want to check them all out, you got to stay tuned to G4. But right now, back to you, Adam and Olivia.
Thanks, Kevin. Olivia, I'm getting twitchy.
Do you want me to send one of the PAs out to fill your prescription?
No, I think I need a solid 60 seconds worth of Morgan Webb. Do you think we can pull that off?
I think we could do that.
One of the big announcements of E3 was that Final Fantasy XIII would be 3 separate games known as Fabula Nova Crystallis Final Fantasy XIII. With that many pretend words, you know it's gonna be good. The games are still largely under wraps. All we know is the main game involves an extremely badass lady killing people with a giant gunblade, and that is quality entertainment. Final Fantasy Versus 13 is a fighting game from the guys who made Kingdom Hearts, which means Square is finally learning that involved storylines are nice, but quality action means way more. The third game is for mobile phones, which seems a little bit weird, but is actually an exciting opportunity to see games more interesting than Bejeweled or Solitaire on your phone. But what is Square thinking? Final Fantasy fanboys lose control of their bodily functions at the release of a single game. With 3 games coming out, they will be left husks of men. Use your power wisely, Square Enix. By the way, if you weren't clear, I'm Morgan, and this has been a minute.
All right, thank you, Morgan. Now, as you can imagine, E3 is not only a showcase for the gaming industry, it's a breeding ground. A breeding ground for a unique species of geek. We call them Gnerd.
G4 and E3 2006 presents Seduced by Science with Talisker Fernley, GED.
Talisker Fernley here. The air is thick with the scent of E306, and we're back to check on the progress of those voluptuous velociraptors known as Gnerds. This year, Tribe Gnerd is faced with their most challenging obstacle yet. Restrictions have made it nearly impossible to gain entrance to E3. For Gnerd, this necessitates a stratagem. Being simple creatures, their first plan was a direct attack on the doors of their beloved E3. This was abject failure. Hobbled but not beaten, the Gnerds follow the ancient instinctual credo: one must die so that others may swag. The distraction is set, the plan successful, and the Gnerd enters the womb of E3 undetected. But in the halls, our Gnerd is alone, afraid and vulnerable. A lone gazelle in a world of lions, he retreats to a shrine of peace, a place where all are equal. Gnerd's primal instinct kicks in. He sees an opportunity, and he strikes. He is victorious. Expectorating in the eye of adversity, our Gnerd has emerged in full camouflage. For the first time, Gnerd can walk among us undetected. He discovers a new world of strange visions, new technologies, and steam. He also finds something mysterious in his jacket. To you and me, it is currency, but to the Gnerd, it's a strange new form of swag. Emboldened by his new disguise, Gnerd approaches the local villagers for the first time. But as he attempts to trade, he notices their affinity for this new green swag could secure him rewards of much more pleasurable proportions. Realizing the impudence of his former obsession, Gnerd was ready to embrace the limitless power of a consumer economy. Gnerd becomes man. Evolution of species. So what does it matter, the object of obsession? So long as there is obsession, there really is no other need. Sensual. Besides, there's a whole world to feed on now.
Wow. All right, yeah. Trust me, we need the following commercial break as much as you do.
But when we return, we'll catch you up on everything that's gone down so far while girding our loins for the all-out E3 assault to come. Wow, I said that. Did we say the best stuff for last? You're going to have to come back to E306 Live to find out.
You gird your loins?
Holster that blaster. We're hitting the show floor with LucasArts when E306 Live on G4 continues. E306 Live is presented by Mountain Dew, coming to you live and in color.
6 Live presented by Scion and Mountain Dew. I'm Olivia Munn. Now, we've gone through an entire hour, and I need you to tell me which things have impressed you the most.
I gotta say, personally, what impresses me most is peeking under Master Chief's armor. Apparently, he wears polo shirts and Bermuda shorts.
He's so preppy. It's such a
yeah,
low
Master,
effect.
go! Woo! Way to fight for you, buddy. All right, no, heat index, very important. First up, it's Heavenly Sword, and you guys said it was hot.
Well, she's hot.
That's under Scorching Volcanic.
It is actually, which, you know, I gotta be honest, it looks pretty, but having only the one little arena to play maybe got a little repetitive throughout the week for people.
Well, and it is a hack and slash. You know, it's like, you know, when you're showing off new stuff, it's pretty. Sure. But you're not getting a sense of, ooh, this is big, expensive game.
Yeah, and maybe the guys were a little hurt by her slash to the nether regions.
Yeah,
maybe
that's
they
it.
felt
Any
that
guy
one a
would be
little.
hurt
The
by
old,
that.
the old boot to the
Exactly.
beanbag, even in next gen.
Next up, we went hands-on with Mass Effect, the latest from BioWare, and you gave it a scorching.
Wow.
People
this
are
one
very
has
excited.
me excited.
I mean, it's so open.
It's open. It's got more of the action. I mean, if there's one thing I really like Knights of the Old Republic, sometimes I wanted to really get in there and just
Olivia,
so, yeah, with more
when
of
you
that.
get your hands on Mass Effect, what's the first customization you're gonna do to your character? Mutton chops?
I'm gonna make him look just like you.
That is
With a
the
little
correct
bit
answer.
of Sessler.
Oh.
I don't know if I like the thought of
Wow,
that.
that's a neurotic
giant.
character. That's, whoa. Okay, finally, we showed you some of the hidden gems out on the show floor. You said they were volcanic.
People like hidden gems because they're going to see about all the big games somewhere else, but here we have all the little guys that are just weird, and you're looking for little friends in a house.
Remember
Totally
when
bizarre.
remember when there was a little game, I think it was called Katamari Damacy, and no one really knew quite what it was at E3?
Exactly.
That turned
And it
out
was
to be
huge.
quite the gem.
It was huge.
All right, well, the people at home all voted at g4tv.com/E3, and now it's time to hear what Mr. Ponage thought about Mass Effect. I love these names.
It's out of my dad, actually.
He said combining a first-person shooter with an RPG is a unique idea. This could be the next big thing in MMOs. What do you guys
Yes,
think?
now, of course, it isn't actually much of an MMO, I would
Right.
say. I mean, there's going to be some online, I believe, but it's... I think this is the whole game. It's BioWare.
Sure.
When
They have an
BioWare makes
excellent-
a game,
they have an excellent track
it's awesome,
record.
All right.
okay?
Well, if you didn't like the results of the Heat Index, then do something about it. Get over to g4tv.com/E3 and vote for what's coming up in the next hour. Or, as always, you can text E3 to G4TXT. That's 44898 to vote and register for E3 Live News Alerts.
Okay. I want to think about how impressed you are right now, and then imagine that feeling quadruple.
Ooh, yeah, a little quad damage, because E306 Live isn't even close to being done with you yet.
And it's best to let a live show finish. They can get violent and aggressive otherwise.
Like,
Can your heart stand the bouncy awesomeness of E3's booth babes? Probably, but our visit with LucasArts will knock you senseless. E306 Live is presented by Scion and Mountain Dew, and also brought to you by Netscape, Art School Confidential, and ITT Technical Institute.
welcome back to E306, presented by Scion and Mountain Dew. I'm Olivia Munn.
And I am still Kevin Pereira, and this is still the video game industry equivalent of the Westminster Dog Show. And personally, gotta be honest, I have fondled more bitches than I can count.
Hey, Kev, that's just the dog pound in you. You know? Don't do that.
I won't.
All right, but not only are you at home getting more access to E3 than a mid-level Sony executive, that's right, you are going to get a brand new Attack of the Show.
This is true. Very important. Pay attention. Starting Monday, things are going to look very different on Attack of the Show, as you can actually see behind me, these TV head guys. Now, some people have said, oh, this is your set, this is it. No, 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 no. We actually...
So much more.
It's a piece of the set, and it's going to be awesome. It's all new. We got some new faces, but that same Attack of the Show attitude.
Yes, that you love so much. And coming up this year, AOTS breaks out with week-long road trips. In July, we'll crash the superhero of conventions with Comic-Con Live.
Yes, then in August, we're going to head to Sin City. Where is that, Olivia?
Las Vegas.
That's right, for a week of the sights and the sounds that only Attack of the Show can bring you.
And in September, we're off to Nippon. That is Tokyo, the place that seems to be defining what's next in animation, gadgets, and video games.
I recommend Nippon.
Yes.
Things kick off Monday, and we are taking Battlestar Galactica's Trisha Helfer and putting her in a chair, and I'm talking to her. It's Kane from the WWE. He'll be there as well, and even a visit with Sir Ian McKellen himself. Big show. I'll be there, Attack of the Show, right here on G4 at 7 p.m.
Wow. Ian McKellen and Kevin. That's almost more than my brain, assistant talented man and whatever. I hope you've been chugging Mountain Dew because they're a sponsor and they provide the requisite amount of caffeine to carry you through the next 2 hours of exclusive E3 coverage.
Yes, consider what you've already seen just an appetizer, an enormous deep-fried 30-pound appetizer, because there's a second course of E306 Live coming your way. So wipe your chin and here we go.
Get the latest on Star Wars and Indiana Jones from the team at LucasArts. Take a look at what Microsoft has planned for your future and get one last peek at the lovely booth babes of E3. G4 and Attack of the Show present E306 Live.
I feel like Miyamoto conducting an orchestra. I need a little controller. Hey everybody, welcome to E306 Live, presented by Scion and Mountain Dew. I'm Kevin Pereira, and we have been here live from the convention floor all week. I have the battle scars and the itchy red sores to prove it.
Well, luckily for me and the makeup team, my scars have all been emotional. I'd like to just take a moment to thank all my ex-boyfriends for that.
You're welcome.
Great. But I'm not about to slow down, Kevin. You can't slow me down because no one else gets you inside the video game industry's biggest event like G4. See all these people? Well, we're cutting lines, muscling fanboys out of the way, and getting right to the heart of the expo until they drag us out just kicking and screaming.
Oh, there's no better way to do it.
Yeah.
But of course, we can't handle such an all-out assault on your senses alone.
No, joining us in the trenches are X-Play's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb. I admire your fortitude, guys. What's your secret?
Secret Chinese recipe. I maintain a balanced diet. I cut out carbs and I stretch during commercial breaks.
I make sure to swallow vodka and my pride in equal measures.
Hey, but enough about us. This is E306 Live, and things are hotter than the official press passes being sold behind the Staples Center.
Yes, well, have you heard about Huxley? Well, we've got an extreme close-up of the game coming your way.
Not to mention FaceTime with Pandemic Studios' Josh Resnick and the winner of our Hottest Booth Babe Award. It's me.
You may ask yourself, how do we do it? How do we bring you more E3 coverage than any other outlet in existence? By making sure we have people surrounding everything that blinks, buzzes, and pulsates. Our team is all over the show floor, starting, as always, with Zach Selwyn.
Hey, thanks, guys. As you can see, I'm here on the floor, and we're about to reveal the hottest booth babe of E3 2006. Will it be my friend Allison Moss here, or will it not be? Who knows? We will reveal that in just a second. In the meantime, Kristen Holt, what's going down?
Hey, Zach. I'm hanging out at the LucasArts booth. We've got Jedis, Legos, snakes. Why did it have to be snakes? We've got all that and more coming up later. But right now, let's check in with our special correspondent, Gilbert Gottfried.
Yes, Gilbert Gottfried here again. I was supposed to be in the last hour, but I wasn't. Does anybody here know what they're doing?
What's up, you guys? I'm gonna be hanging out with 50 Cent. You do not want to miss this. He's making out with me. Sending it back to you guys.
Wow. Where else but in your wildest dreams do characters like Donkey Kong and Mario get to pound the cute out of a Pokemon?
Yes, the Smash Brothers series has been bringing some much-needed violence to shiny, happy Nintendo for quite a long time. And in a relatively secretive announcement, it was revealed that this multi-character throwdown is on its way to the Wii, and here is our extreme close-up.
If you haven't already heard the news, Nintendo surprised everyone when it unveiled Super Smash Bros. Brawl for the Wii behind closed doors at this year's E3. All your favorites are back, along with some characters who have never appeared in a Smash Bros. Game. The footage we saw contains all kinds of Nintendo fan service, from Kid Icarus's Pit to Metroid Zero Suit Samus. Is it just us, or is Nintendo starting to dig a bit too deep into their back catalog of obscure characters? I mean, Meta Knight from the Kirby series? Why not just throw in Don Flamenco from Punch-Out? But it's good to see Wario finally joining the mix of playable characters. And check out his special move. Best of all, just when you think the trailer is over, you get a call from an old friend.
スネーク、忙しいところすまないが、ビッグニュースだ。
That sneaky bastard. Yes, it looks like Solid Snake will be a playable character in the latest Smash Brothers game. Rumor has it that you don't need to use the Wii's fancy new remote to play Super Smash Bros. Brawl, so don't throw away those GameCube controllers just yet. Of course, since the game won't come out until 2007 at the earliest, anything could change. We'll have lots more information as it emerges.
Yeah, with no new Star Wars movies on the horizon, you'd think LucasArts might, take home and take it easy.
Yeah, they didn't though. You'd be wrong. Again, just like you said when Episode 3 was going to make up for the first two. Yeah, wrong again. We sent Kristen Holt into the LucasArts Death Star for this very special floor report.
We're here at LucasArts, and every year we count on them to deliver the goods, and yes, this year is no exception. From old friends to new surprises, LucasArts has got it going on. Grab your fedora and whip, because Indiana Jones is back, and he's never looked better. In an original story by George Lucas, Dr. Jones is sporting a cutting-edge graphic system called Euphoria, which is exactly what players will be feeling after seeing this game in action when it's expected to hit shelves next summer. Not so far away, on the other end of the LucasArts galaxy, is LEGO Star Wars 2: The Original Trilogy, a sequel to last year's record-breaking surprise hit. With 100 playable characters, ginormous free play levels, and yes, vehicles to run around in this time, it will keep you playing for hours. And what about those crazy customizations? I'll take a Jawookie, please. For those of you who can't choose between light and dark, now there's a third side of the Force, the Corrupt. Forces of Corruption is an expansion pack for the PC game Star Wars Empire at War. Gameplay has you in the shoes of an up-and-coming underworld figure named Tiber Zahn, a simple thug just trying to get by in this crazy galaxy by stealing, spying, and using a little sabotage. It's how you end up bigger than Jabba and not a Rancor's lunch. So there's all your heroes and villains for the playing. Which do you want to be? Well, before you decide, there's still more to come, so keep watching.
All right, thanks, Kristen. Olivia, as you know, or at least you should know by now, your weeknights at midnight, it's got a little bit darker. Yeah, with the Midnight Spank, the new late-night block here on G4.
Huh. Midnight Spank. That's an interesting name.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Midnight Spank mixes favorites like Bonsai, Brainiac, and Cinematech Nocturnal Emissions with new shows like Ed the Sock's Night Party, Cheaters, and even the Late Night Peep Show.
It all makes for a rather outrageous block of shows that could only air in late G4 nights.
That's right. Tonight at midnight, it's Ed the Sock's Night Party, followed by Cheaters, the show that catches people in the act.
That's Midnight Spank every weeknight at midnight right here on G4.
Now, we need to take a break here. We need to. But only because we're afraid that you might not be able to handle what's next without a bit of a breather.
Look, that's not a dig at your manhood. We know you've been working out. We just want you to not want to pull anything.
No, not a hand.
No, just don't pull anything. Did you?
Find out who's the hottest booth babe of E306. Plus, we get our hands on Hellgate London as our live coverage continues. E306 Live is presented by Scion. Cars ready for personalization. Scion, what moves you?
I like the one guy on his phone and the sea of people screaming. He's like, yeah, no, 6:30 or so. I don't know what it is. Everybody, welcome back to E306 Live, presented by Scion and the Mountain Dew. It's G4's coverage of the week that shakes the video game world. I'm Kevin Pereira.
And I'm Morgan Webb. We are well into hour 2 here at the LA Convention Center, and I have managed to keep my sanity.
Very, very good of you, by the way.
Yes.
Now, I see, so scrolling Adam Must Die in Blood, that's considered sane, by the way?
Wasn't my blood.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Was it that girl that you mysteriously killed a couple days ago?
Yeah.
Don't talk about it, actually. I'm sorry. Listen, I know Adam has an interview coming up, but you might want to consider running from her.
Yeah.
Not going anywhere because I'm here with the man who is responsible for stealing all of our free time. He is the brains behind Xbox Live. I've got some FaceTime with Greg Canessa. All right, Greg. See? I believe they are cheering for the same thing that I was so stunned with. When I first heard about Xbox Live Arcade, I'm thinking, oh, that's nice. Maybe I'll dip into it every once in a while if I don't have another game. And then there was Geometry Wars.
Yes.
Were you guys ready for that? Just like really making Xbox Live Arcade such a hit right out of the box?
Well, we'd actually always hoped for it to be this big of a hit eventually, but I think we internally were surprised with the level of support we got so quickly.
Yes, I mean, it is compulsive on that beautiful old school level.
Yeah.
Now, you've really been rolling out more and more games. I must say, one of the biggest surprises was the announcement on Tuesday. You have Luminous, the game that's currently been residing on the PSP.
Yes.
How did that come about?
It's been kind of hard to keep the secret this long. Actually, we've been working for months with Q Entertainment and Mizuguchi-san to bring the evolution of Luminous to Luminous Live exclusively to Xbox Live Arcade, leveraging the features that only Xbox 360 can deliver. Full multiplayer play over Xbox Live, and through a partnership with Warner Music, we have downloadable musical artists that you'll be able to use with Luminous. So you'll be able to play the video in the background while you're playing Luminous. And we have Madonna. We're showcasing Madonna's new video, Sorry.
Yes, Madonna's a very good job of showcasing herself as well. Now, first I just have to ask you, do you ever get kind of complaints from the guys making the big games, like the dudes over at Bethesda or like the Call of Duty team going, don't take away, you're taking people away from these games?
No, we're actually not. We actually view Xbox Live Arcade as being really complimentary. Quick, fun, jump in and play experiences are appealing to everyone, not just casual gamers, but hardcore gamers too. And that's one of the things we've seen with the resounding success of Xbox Live Arcade to date, is that everyone wants these types of games. And then to a certain extent, they're not really complementary. They're really complementary. They're not really
right.
conflicting.
Now, also, like on that, you've really got more and more classic arcade games. You have Defender, we have Pac-Man. Are we going to see more and more of that happening?
Absolutely. We're going to have. We've announced partnerships with Namco, Midway, Konami, and Sega here at the show this year. We're bringing Sonic the Hedgehog, Defender, Ultimate Mortal Kombat. Of course, you already know about Street Fighter. Whole bunch of titles.
That Sega stuff has me really excited. Also, you're getting some good indie developers to be able to put their games on Xbox Live Arcade too. Do you think? I mean, have you noticed? Is this starting to really create the indie market, something more burgeoning?
Absolutely. That's one of the key tenets behind the vision behind Xbox Live Arcade. Has really been about opening up the console to small indie developers with innovative, creative content that will see the marketplace. And we've announced we're working with over 100 small and independent developers and medium-sized developers to develop games for Xbox Live Arcade.
See, and never say Microsoft has never been grassroots. Greg, thank you so much for joining us. Now, Kevin and Morgan have a few reasons why you need to stay put during the ensuing commercial break.
Thanks, Adam. We do have some reasons, but I lack the energy to say them.
Why don't we let one of those ominous, otherworldly voices handle the heavy lifting this time, huh?
Yeah.
There you go.
Coming up next, 50 Cent wants to pimp your console and steal your girl.
He's making out with me.
E306 is also brought to you by Netscape. Sign up today and get free Web Accelerator when you stay for 12 months.
Welcome back to E306 Live, presented. Today we have more foliage.
We do. I actually tried to mow that guy earlier, but
really,
yeah, he's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think he actually could probably mow us even better with the large armaments he has. Anyway, our wonderful coverage of E3 is brought to you by Scion and Mountain Dew, and they're letting you see the year's most prestigious event in gaming. I'm Adam Sessler.
The most prestigious man in gaming, by the way.
Oh,
right
stop
there. Right there.
You're
I'm
the
Kevin
most prestigious
Pereira.
man there.
Well, what they don't know is that together, we actually form Master Blaster.
Yes, we run Bartertown, but when we aren't entering the Thunderdome, we're checking in with the lovely Layla Kaylee.
Yes, she managed to track down the modern-day Renaissance man that is Mr. 50 Cent.
What's up, you guys? We're at the gamer booth with Mr. 50 Cent himself. We're checking out his skins, right? What brings you to E3 this year?
Oh man, gamer graphics.
So these are like the skins, right?
Yeah, so you got the hottest skins. You see the Marvel characters, there's a lot of different characters. You see Superman up under there.
What kind of games do you like to play?
I mean, it's a lot of different games, man. Bulletproof is one of my favorite games. It's got me and it got my music in it.
Can we be expecting like a second game that you're gonna put out?
Absolutely, Bulletproof 2.
What can we expect from it?
Oh, more excitement, man. I mean, the video game, we'll take it to the next level with the things we could do.
Our Attack of the Show viewers really like you.
She hitting on me. She hitting on me.
No, I'm not
had to do that. She didn't have to do that. You saw that?
Our viewers really want you on the show. Would you come for me and like hang out?
I'll come to the show, hang out.
Look them in the eye and say, I'm 50 Cent and I'm gonna come on the show. Please.
I'm 50 Cent and I'm gonna come in. You see her hitting on me, right?
Are you gonna come on the
I
show?
never wonder why I can't stay focused. Hey, what's up? I'm 50 Cent. You're watching G4 TV. Keep it locked.
He's making out with me, sending it back to you guys.
I think he blushed.
Wow, yeah. I've never made out with anyone in an interview I've done. Thank God. Thanks, Layla. Before we dive into the next game in our on-deck circle, we're going to visit Morgan Webb in fun-sized Snicker bar form.
That's true. It's time for another Morgan Minute.
There are some things I would love to do, but just can't, due to the terms of my parole. So it's always nice to play a game that indulges your baser instincts and just lets you cut a wide swath of damage. God Hand is such a game. The game feels meaty. Your opponents are big, but your attacks are bigger, sometimes comically big. But that's the cool part. The game indulges in hardcore action, but with a sense of humor. You kick a guy into the horizon, the game will cheer for you. It's a kind of overblown action that's reminiscent of Kung Fu Hustle. Now, God Hand was made by Capcom's Hot Shot team, the guys who made Beautiful Joe and Okami, and it shows. 3D brawlers have long been a cesspit of useless titles, but God Hand may just take a place with God of War and Ninja Gaiden in rehabilitating the genre. Plus, it's a PS2 game, and it's good to know there are still quality titles coming out for the platforms you already own. Yep, it's Morgan, and that has been a minute.
All right, from that we move on to the one thing that, the one thing about X-Men that Brett Ratner hasn't screwed up. I'm sorry, I have to say it. It's the video game.
Yes, hopefully. And I can't wait to get my adamantium claws into it. Here now is the first look at X-Men, the official game.
Now, last few games, very successful. Last few movies, very successful.
Yes.
This might be one of those cases where people rely on the game to carry the franchise.
I think
because the movie is not really doing so
The
well.
only thing I can say about the movie is that our expectations are now so low that assuming that like the film doesn't burn, we might be pleasantly surprised by it.
Aren't you? But there's got to be a piece of you that might be even the least bit disappointed that this might turn into a Rocky Horror Picture Show type thing, where we just have to laugh at how bad the franchise might have
That would
become.
actually be better, you know. That's how I got through Resident Evil Apocalypse.
That's true.
All right, we are right in the middle of Hour 2 here, GeForce coverage of E306. Consider this, the all-important middle chapter, like Empire Strikes Back.
That's true. We've got more exclusive live coverage, but hopefully no severed limbs. Not like last year.
I'm
Right
your
after
father.
this. No, you're not.
Up next, it's time to crown our Booth Babe contest winner. You don't want to miss it. E306 Live is presented by Mountain Dew, coming to you live and in color.
Welcome back to E306 Live, presented by Scion and Mountain Dew. I'm Morgan Webb. That voice in your head that tells you to avoid sticking metal objects and electrical outlets. That's me.
Yeah, and I'm Olivia Munn, the voice that laughs when you do it anyway.
E3 truly is a gamer's paradise. There are new titles, fried food, and scantily clad women. Since I've momentarily had my fill of two of these things, I'm gonna hand things off to Zach Selwyn, who's ready to crown the hottest E306 booth babe.
Thanks, guys. I've been searching high and low, short and tall, front and back, and my grueling hunt has finally come to an end. All right, guys, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. I'm about to reveal the 3 hottest booth babes of E3 2006. Like good versus evil, there can only be one winner. And your second runner-up is... Dr. Kimberly Fisher. To be one of the top 3 hottest booth babes at E306, it's got to make you feel good.
I am so honored, let me tell you. This is going right up there next to my Nobel Prize in biomedical ethics.
Wow, she finished 3rd, huh? This can only get better. Your runner-up for E3 2006 is Allison Moss. It was a tough one. Do you feel robbed?
Definite heartbreaker. For all you guys out there that voted for the latex girl, you are not my friend.
And now, folks, it is my privilege to announce to you the winner of the Hottest Booth Babe Award of E3 2006, Ms. Bianca Bouchon. What 2 main assets do you think made you win this contest?
The boobs and the eyes probably and the smile.
Well, thanks to all of you who voted, and let's just be honest, were there really any losers?
Thanks, Zach. Well, it's the last day of E3, but things have not even begun to slow down on the showroom floor, especially over near Microsoft.
Yes, for a company that's already dipped a toe into the next-gen console waters, they didn't get lazy this year. And here's Kevin Pereira with a floor report from the house that Gates built.
All right, it has been an incredible week here at E3, and that's why I'm back at Microsoft's booth to recap some of the amazing titles you've seen the last few days, and even some that you haven't at all. Now, there was certainly a ton of games being shown off at E3, but one that stood out, even though it wasn't even playable, was Halo 3, and you can bet your sweet ass I'm going to be first in line for this game when it comes out. The Halo 3 trailer looks amazing, and I'd like to speculate by saying I believe fans of the franchise, they're probably going to be very, very pleased. Another huge announcement for the 360 was Fable 2. The announcement came complete with a brand new CG trailer. Now, no actual gameplay was shown, but the preview sure is shiny, and I like shiny things. Fable 2 is likely to have fans losing sleep waiting for this game to launch. Oh, and let's not forget Gears of War. I had a chance to check this out, and the game looks absolutely incredible. Lots of blood, guts, and non-stop action will keep the gamers happy for a long time to come. Prey is the first-person shooter developed by Human Head Studios. In this future world, you must fight the race of aliens hell-bent on eating the flesh clean from your bones. Prey will offer a unique twist on the first-person shooter genre by allowing players to manipulate gravity and the Spirit Walk, where you can actually leave your body. And finally, we have the action fantasy title 99 Nights, or N3. In N3, you play as the sexy character Enfi, hacking and slashing your way through countless enemies to build up special attacks. With huge environments and breakneck combos, N3 is sure to keep you busy, and of course the hack and slash fans will marvel at how many baddies can be thrown around on screen at once. Yeah! Well, that about wraps things up for Microsoft here at E3. What a spectacular week for them. You guys have a great year of gaming to look forward to, but right now, I look forward to going home and hating myself because I can't play any of these awesome games for a year. Great.
Thanks, Kevin. Now, with all the excitement surrounding the technical power of the next generation systems, it's easy to forget the unsung heroes who bring these games to life. Well, now we're going to give you an inside look at the greatest motion capture actor of all time, Peter Sirkis.
Peter, I think, is one of the least known icons in the industry. Not only did he contribute to the motion in the game, but he also contributed to the storyline, and so few people know about him.
The first time I saw his work, it just made me weep. You know, this guy could capture motion in a way to where all you had to see was his data points, and you understood the pathos of humanity.
Without me, it would just be motion. Motion less, minus the capturing. Just motion. And nobody wants that.
He's actually a pretty exciting guy to watch because when he tries to get into character ahead of time, he really immerses himself in that character for not just hours, not just days, but sometimes weeks at a time.
I've played robots, I've played, super fans, Gollum in the Lord of the Rings video games.
Yes, my precious.
really sad to see now a character as just so creative, with such creative potential, has just been, you know, abused by our industry. It's just heartbreaking.
There's nothing wrong with doing a hot coffee mod. We ready to go? All right, let's do this. Oh, girl, you should be getting paid for this. I actually played both characters. I was the guy and the girl. I f***ed myself. Is that good? You guys want another take on that one?
He's redefined what motion capture means in America and really all over the world.
It's a struggle, but if you believe in what you're doing, it'll pay off. Because there's one motion they can't capture. That's emotion. Oh, and hands. Hands are really hard.
You know, it's about time mocap actors got some respect. And it's about time we had a break. But when we come back, E306 Live is going deeper inside the expo than the janitorial staff. Stick around.
We're walking through Hellgate, London right after the break. And later, we're all over the Assassin's Creed. E306 Live is presented by Scion. Cars ready for personalization. Scion, what moves you?
Yes, it's about me. Welcome back to E306 Live, presented by Scion and Mountain Dew. I am Adam Sessler, and we're here on the floor of the LA Convention Center, where the tiles are sticky with gamer anticipation. Woohoo. And it's been minutes since we've touched a video game. Thank God we have another hands-on demo immediately. Is that right, Morgan?
More right than you know. Like the true gamers we are, we're not satisfied just seeing the new games. We want to get our grubby little hands all over them, which is why I'm about to get hands-on with Hellgate London. Now joining me to show off Hellgate London is Bill Roper, CEO of Flagship Studios. Welcome, Bill.
Thanks a lot.
And
I'm
also
really
we
happy
have
to be here.
Christopher Lambert from
Nice to be here.
Highlander. He's the one and only playing for us. Okay, now you've said this game's like Diablo 2 meets Half-Life 2, so
Definitely.
why? Okay.
Why? Because
Why?
two fantastic games. I think one of the biggest things about the Diablo series that really we have missed is that massive amount of randomization. What it really does is allows people to go through, play the game over and over and over again, never see anything the same twice. And the Half-Life 2 elements are really us trying to bring in that sense of life, that immersion. You can play the game first person, from third person. You can play with all these different character classes, massive amounts of the randomization. It's a game that you just can't ever stop playing.
Okay, how much action, how much RPG?
It is an RPG, but it's an action RPG.
Okay.
So if you play D2, you know where we're coming from on
Yep.
that. Definitely role-playing elements. You've got the character you're building up, skills, spells, items you're trading back and forth, and best of all, it's both a single-player game that you can get out of the box and
Right.
play at home, and it's an MMO.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about the multiplayer plans.
Well, the multiplayer plans really are to give players what we really believe they expect from an online RPG. That's when they go on. They want the security of the client service situation where they've got their characters that are safe, their gameplay
Right.
is safe. They also want customer support. They want ongoing content. They want all those things that when they make that investment in a world and a
Right.
character, they just keep getting more and more.
People want a lot, don't they?
They do, and we like giving it to them.
Is there anything brand new that you've got coming out in this game? Like
We have, God, there's so much new that's coming out. I mean, really, when we look at the show floor and talk to people, it's
Okay.
almost hard to describe it because there's so much about our game that's unique. And I think that it's really maybe more so than anything is the fact that we give the players so many choices, how they can play,
Right.
how they can customize, and then do that within this world that's ever-changing, is always different when they play.
Okay, well, let's talk about some of those choices. Now, you've announced so far only 2 character classes, the Templars and the Kabbalists.
Right.
I don't know how directly to...
Kabbalist, Kabbalist,
Kabbalists.
either way.
And you can play man and woman in both
Right,
of those classes
exactly.
so far. And how are those statistics different on the men and the women?
Well, the men and the women are the same. We like to believe that women are equal.
I like that.
They
I
are
hate when you
equal.
play something and you're like, oh, I want to be a girl. I'm a healer.
Right, no way. We like to have our women in there fighting front line with the
Right.
men. And in fact, a lot of our NPCs in the storyline, the heroes are women. In the video we
Right.
just released, the big trailer for this year, really our main characters are females because we like to have strong females in our team.
Okay, so what's the difference between the character classes? I know they're supposed to play very differently.
Right, the Templar is our big bruiser. You get in hand-to-hand combat, swords, melee, shields, really in there sucking at
Okay.
damage and dealing that up close. The Kabbalists are our overarching spellcasters, everything from summoning demons and controlling those to casting big, powerful spells. So they really play very, very very differently, not only against the two character classes, but even within the character classes themselves.
Okay, let's talk about mods. This is kind of a fun part of it.
Yeah, we have this idea of mods. So basically, when you have a weapon, it has different slots. It might be. Again, all the weapons are randomized, so you never know exactly what you're going to have. And what you can do is then, in fact, put mods into the weapons. Chris right now on the big screen is going to modify one of the weapons. It takes some fuel cells. You can go and grab those, drop them in. It not only adds different powers and abilities to the weapons, but changes the geometry as well. So not only do you see it when you're using the weapon, but when other players see you in the world, they see all the work you put into it and can see how awesome your character is.
And that's a lot. That's a big part of these things. You want to see everybody see how awesome. Okay, so tell me about the storyline.
The storyline, we are set in a near future London that's been ravaged by demons, so we're in 2038. But it gives us a nice mix of kind of like cutting edge bleeding future technology and then also magic, because just regular guns don't really do anything to demons. So you have to have these modified weapons, super science, arcane relics.
I like the locust gun, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, locust gun's really cool. We have a lot of crazy things. I think that's one of the fun things about the game is when you see it playing, it's just not your typical kind of shooter, even when we're in that first person mode. We've got all these insane effects going on and different abilities, and it really makes for a very unique look for the game.
Yeah, it was actually very exciting. I got to play a little bit, and there's so many more questions I want to ask you, but we have to wrap, so I'm sorry. Back to you, Kevin.
Oh, now if you can fathom this, there's actually more news coming out of E3 than even 3 consecutive 3-hour shows can handle, and that's why we have something called the feed, to really make sure that nothing, absolutely nothing, slips through the cracks.
Hey, I'm Layla Kaylee with all the latest E3 news. It's something I like to call the feed. You won't see any Wii games at the LucasArts booth, but that doesn't mean the company isn't thinking about Nintendo's next-gen console. The company announced interest in a lightsaber battle game taking advantage of the Wii's motion sensor controller. May the Force be with them. In other news, Dance Dance. Okay, that's why I'm not a dancer. Dance Dance Revolution just got a little less active. Konami has just announced production of a new Saturday morning TV series based on their popular dancing game. Competing tweens and teens will bust their moves as part of CBS's Saturday morning Secret Summer Party this fall. That's all for now. I know you'll miss me, but keep it tuned to G4 for breaking E3 news throughout the day, and visit us on the web at g4tv.com. Until next time, I am Layla Kaylee, and I have given you the feed.
Listen, if you want to see more of the feed every day, you're in luck. You can, because it's part of the new G4TV.com.
That's where you'll find the feed and all of the action from here at E3. Games, and more games.
Nice.
And there's The Pile, G4's broadband channel, filled with thousands of exclusive videos, some that are even too hot for G4 TV.
Dare I say volcanic, Olivia.
Ooh.
G4TV.com is everything you want when you want it, but right now, I want me some Adam Sessler.
Really? That's okay. Here I am, Kevin. It's good to be wanted. While we've done our best to highlight the biggest events this show has to offer, there just aren't enough hours in the day to cover everything in exhaustive detail. Thankfully, these game design floor reports do a good job of making sure no man gets left behind. Take it away, Kristen Holt.
Thanks, guys. You know, at E3, all of the big gaming companies showcase their latest games. But did you know that they're also here doing some recruiting for game designers? So, game designing has become a serious business. What do you think about that?
Oh, it's definitely become a serious business. It's made its own market share. It's bigger than movies. It's only going to get bigger.
Red, have you ever thought about being a game designer?
Yes, daily.
No, I haven't. It looks like too much work to me.
And if I could be a character in your Fable game, what would I be?
Probably the hottest chick in the game.
Yes!
You'd be far more voluptuous, first off.
Well, thanks!
I don't know. I guess you could be a TV host and giving me missions.
And you'd kill things.
Yes! I would love that! So the next time your mom tells you to stop playing your video games, just tell her, Mom, seriously, it's cool. I'm just doing my homework. Guys, back to you.
All right, unless you're 100% confident that you won't get lost between your television and your bathroom, I'd recommend staying put. You probably have a cup nearby. We've got more E306 Live after this.
Gilbert Gottfried gets his geek on after the break. Plus, we sweat the hot new sports games. E306 Live is also brought to you by ITT Technical Institute. Education for the future.
presented by Scion and Mountain Dew. I'm Olivia Munn. Now, we've gone through an entire hour, and I need you to tell me which things have impressed you the most so far.
This little guy, by the way, the most impressive thing at the show, G4 Happy Tree Friends swag.
He's adorable.
Awesome. You don't mind if I keep this, right, buddy?
Oh,
all right, awesome.
Aww.
His silence spoke volumes. First up, everybody, it's the latest Indiana Jones from LucasArts. You said it was...
Ooh, I think people are suspicious of movie games.
Nice. I like the new physics in this. I like that the punches.
You know, and also of movies that could make a good game, Indy is a lot about action and doing fun, cool things.
It's also a lot about 20 years ago.
People are very attached to this series, though. They don't want to see it ruined, potentially.
The youngin' here may not remember. Raiders of the Lost Ark is the greatest movie
I
ever
remember the sound clearly when I was in the womb. It was phenomenal.
Okay, next up, Nintendo revealed Super Smash Bros. Brawl, which you rated as volcanic.
Of course.
I was hoping this. I was wondering, are people gonna have the same warm feelings for Smash Brothers as I do? And they did. You came through for me.
As I said in the piece, they really got some weird characters. And that's all I'm saying, but the guy from the Kirby thing, it's like, whoa, okay.
They don't want to leave Kirby out.
No, not Kirby, but I can't care about the enemy. Oh, man.
Kirby's accessories, they had to get them in too.
And finally, we got hands-on time with the PC game Hellgate London. You said it was scorching.
It looks awesome. I got my hands on it personally, and the more I played it, the more interested and fun it was. I can't wait for that one to come out.
I think the other thing is that, you know, when you see only a little bit of it, you don't get the full taste. But I mean, this is Bill Roper. This man has been behind some of the most addictive games, StarCraft, Diablo. I have faith.
And it's absolutely beautiful. Every weapon is beautifully detailed. It's gorgeous. I'm excited.
All right, well, the people at home all voted at g4tv.com/E3. And now it's time to hear what King of Kings thought about Indiana Jones. Jones is a welcome figure anytime, but he might suffer the same fate as Godfather. A generation too late might just sink this ship.
That wasn't the only thing that sunk Godfather.
Oh, was that you, Kevin?
No, listen. I logged on back there and typed under my own name, but he said it better than I did. I mean, current gen games are just not cutting it for people right now.
Oh, no, that I absolutely do agree with.
All right, well, if you didn't like the results of the heat index, then do something about it. Get over to g4tv.com/E3 and vote for what's coming up next in the hour. Or, as always, you can text E3 to G4TXT. That's 44898 to vote and register for E3 Live News Alerts.
Yes, and from the co-developers of Kingdom Under Fire comes 99 Nights, a fantasy action game inspired by Asian history.
With a vast armies of opponents and really detailed kimonos, 99 Nights should satisfy anyone who's ever dreamed of carving out a nation for themselves in a fictionalized alternate Asia. I have that dream every day.
Here's our premiere, everybody, of 99 Nights.
With so much E3 still to come, we need to appreciate the breaks when we get them.
Seriously, a mind can only be blown so many times, friends.
So stick around. E306 Live moves quickly.
And if you ghost us, I'm gonna bleed you.
Ooh.
That's tough, yeah.
We'll look back at Nintendo's E306 showing right after the break and crank up the volume with Guitar Hero 2. E306 Live is presented by Scion and Mountain Dew and also brought to you by Netscape, Art School Confidential, and ITT Technical Institute.
All right, now let's hear it for Morgan. All right, everybody, welcome back to E306 Live, presented by Scion and Mountain Dew. I'm Kevin Pereira, and I don't know how much more of myself I can give you people. You take and you take and you take.
Take a moment, Pereira. I'm Morgan Webb, and we are here right in the heart of the world's most impressive collection of gaming nerds. It's where industry giants flex their muscles and give away plastic toys.
Yay.
Yeah, I love toys. And not only is G4 on top of E3, we're on top of everything you can download or stream.
This is right. We are the best of the internet. We bring it to you as well, and it can be found every day online with G4's Daily Nut.
It sure can. See, we pour over the web to find all the best stuff, then we serve it to you straight up. Weird websites, fun new videos. The Daily Nut is the way to find out everything happening on the net.
Seriously, be the cool kid that's seen it 5 days ago. You can only get it online. Just log on to g4tv.com or even iTunes. Just download the sucker. It's the Daily Nut. And by the way, it's like top 10 now, I think. I just got word we're #1. Done. That's it. I have no idea, actually.
Yeah, these are just the voices in his head. Okay, now more importantly, do Adam and Olivia know about the Daily Nut?
Yeah, indeed we do. Morgan, yes. The image of a young girl face planting is, it's seared into my memory, and actually I pushed her.
All right, but now it's time to slurp down that last gulp of cold coffee, splash a handful of ice water on your face, and for God's sakes, change that undershirt. My family's here, and they actually smell really bad because they've been hanging out at E3, because the final hour of E3 06 Live is about to kick off.
Olivia's family's smelly. I say we're going out with a bang, but I respect your intelligence too much. Instead, let me put it this way. This is your last chance to soak up the E3 experience like the gaming god you aspire to be. Here we go.
In this hour, one final look at the Nintendo Wii. Party like a rock star with Guitar Hero 2 and find out what's new in the world of sports games. G4 and Attack of the Show present E3 06 Live.
Presented by Scion and Mountain Dew. I'm Kevin Pereira, and I've been locked in the LA Convention Center all week, bringing you all the breaking game news. Look, can someone get a message to my parents? Seriously, I think they're worried.
There is no time, Pereira.
Oh,
and they're just right over there.
Oh,
so,
hey, Mom.
Hey. All right, well, I'm Olivia Munn, if you're Kevin Pereira, and this is the video game industry's biggest event. The corridors are packed with gamers, game makers, and game gods, all vying for respect, domination, and keychains. G4 has been here all week and will be here till the bitter, bitter end.
Yes, and helping us dig through all of this are G4's gaming experts, X-Play's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
How's it going, guys?
I think it's going well. I still have my voice, and that's surprising me because I am a very fragile person.
He is, but if we slow up for even a second, we'll collapse out of sheer exhaustion.
Yes, the only thing keeping me going is the thought that we're going to get our hands on Assassin's Creed in the next hour.
Not to mention the triumphant return of Guitar Hero. This one goes to 11. Actually, it goes to 2. Guitar Hero 11 should premiere around E3, 2015 or so.
That's good math for this late in the game.
Thanks.
But luckily for us, we're not trying to tackle E3 all alone.
No, our crack correspondent team has covered the show floor even since before the doors opened. So let's check in with them one more time. Start us off, Zach Selwyn.
Thanks, guys. I'm down here at the Rockstar Games Table Tennis Launch Party for Xbox 360. Let's see what else is going on.
Yep, Gilbert Gottfried's still here. Are you going to show my segment or not? How much longer do I have to wait around for?
Okay, Gilbert. Right now I'm at the Nintendo booth checking out how Nintendo fared this year at E3 and how fans are responding to the Wii. But right now, let's check in with Kevin and Olivia.
All right, thanks, guys. Now, listen, you guys at home, you could just sit there and absorb more E3 goodness than anyone else at your circle of friends, but we encourage you to get up, be a little bit more active.
Yes, that's why you should log on to g4tv.com/E3 and check out the Heat Index. That's where you tell us what has most impressed you so far.
Or, of course, you can text E3 to G4TXT, that's 44898, thank you, Ms. Olivia, to vote and register for E3 Live News Alerts. And if all of this web talk makes you yearn for senseless violence and beautiful women, we know someone who can actually help you people out.
Their names, Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Thank you, Kevin. And Olivia, but I've never helped anybody, really. Yes, whenever you feel like ogling scantily clad women who can kick your ass, Nothing fits the bill like a Dead or Alive game.
And now you can ogle them all in their full high-def next-gen console glory. Here's an extreme close-up or Dead or Alive Extreme 2.
The following preview is rated M for mammaries. There isn't a whole lot of information out yet about the gameplay in Dead or Alive Extreme 2 for the Xbox 360, except that it features, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the gameplay. It looks like Extreme 2 will feature a lot of new challenges this time around. Some of the title's new minigames make more sense than others. Hey, how about we play a game of hide your boobs in the sand and then sprint? It's like some sort of hooker biathlon. Most companies boast how the sequels will feature much improved artificial intelligence. But if anything, the girls in Part 2 seem to have gotten dumber. Haha, you fell down. Yep, monkeys with severe brain damage seem smarter than these ladies. But who's gonna play this for brains anyway? I'll give you 2 good reasons why gamers will pick up and play. Yes, when each breast has its own jiggle physics, you know that next gen has finally arrived. Oh, hey, look, volleyball. Yes, it turns out there's volleyball in this volleyball game. Prepare to lower your standard. Lower, lower. That's it. When Dead or Alive Extreme 2 hits your Xbox 360 soon.
Those boobs jiggled.
Grow up, Pereira.
I'm pre-ordering. Regardless of whether or not you like the name, the Nintendo Wii has made quite an impact on E3.
And here to avoid any and all Wii-related puns in her floor report is the always classy Kristen Holt.
Well, Nintendo had a lot to prove this week. Will the controller be more than just a gimmick? Will the games appeal to all types of people? Will the Wii kick some ass and take names? Oh yeah. We learned that the Wii Remote has full awareness of where it is in relation to your TV, and that it can further immerse you with depth of sound via a speaker embedded within the remote.
Woohoo, it's me, Mario!
Not only did we see the Marios, the Zeldas, and the Metroids, but we were also treated to the simple and addictive Wii Sports game, which solidifies your resolve to never go outside again by offering tennis, golf, and baseball, all from the comfort of your couch. The Virtual Console side of the Wii was relatively low-key this year, but they did offer a glimpse into what the future holds by showing an old-school controller and a light gun shell. On the DS side, we saw that the depth of Nintendo's main franchises, from Star Fox to Yoshi, can live on forever. And we learned that you can learn with your DS with games like Sudoku Gridmaster and Big Brain Academy. Well, this has been one of the most exciting years that Nintendo has ever had at E3. They're really changing the way that we're playing video games, and in my opinion, Nintendo rocks. Back to you, Kevin and Olivia.
All right, thanks for that, Kristen. Look, we've got a lot more E306 live for you, my bug-eyed little gamer friends.
Really, there is no tomorrow. This is it for us. If we don't show you this stuff now, we'll never get a chance to. So stick around. Wait, are you leaving? Get out.
No.
Get off me, Pereira.
Assassin's Creed is coming up next. And later, we'll play some table tennis Rockstar style. E306 Live is presented by Mountain Dew, coming to you live and in color.
E306 Live, presented by Scion and Mountain Dew.
Yes, that's true.
I'm Kevin Pereira.
Also
and
true.
No, it's not camera trickery. It's not an illusion. I look this attractive in real life.
And I'm Morgan Webb. E3 is the gaming industry's biggest event, and we have spent the last week of our lives bringing all the insider information straight to you. And what do we ask in return?
I think we only ask for your unquestioning devotion.
Yeah, that's all we ask. Oh, and also that you momentarily tolerate Adam Sessler. How's it going, Adam?
Oh, much better after that. Thank you so much, Morgan and Kevin. You know, your sarcasm is not weakened my enthusiasm for Assassin's Creed for the PlayStation 3, and we're so happy to have Jade Raymond, producer of the game. We're about to get our hands on it. Theoretically. Okay, well, Jade, I have to say first, Morgan and I got a chance to see this played in front of us, and this game is absolutely amazing. It's not even done yet, and I have a multitude of questions. Let's first start off. It takes place in the Crusades, which is rather unique. How did that setting come up as the idea?
Well, Patrice Désilets, who is the creative director on Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time, read a lot about the Assassins, and really the Assassins are a real group of warriors that came together around the Third Crusade, and the term assassin actually comes from these guys, and their motto or their creed was nothing is true, everything is permitted, which is a lot like a video game.
Saba, he came up with that, yes.
Yeah, and so that he's like, I have to make a game, and they were around the Third Crusade, which is also a really exciting moment and a great place to have a lot of action for a game, so.
Well, no, and I'm very glad. It's good and it's unique. Now, I think it's rather misleading right now that people are saying that this is somehow like an antecedent to Prince of Persia, because it really is a much different game.
Well, obviously you'll see some things that are, you know, from having the same core team, there's going to be some influences, and hopefully that's a good thing if you're a Prince of Persia fan. But actually our focus and our mandate was to try and reinvent the action genre for the next generation of consoles. Ambitious, yes, but the approach that the team took was really to try and do something more than just nicer graphics, and to really figure out what does next gen mean for gameplay. And so we're actually really pushing that limit.
You definitely are. Now let's talk a little bit. This is a very expansive, open environment. I mean, how expansive is it? I mean, it seems so when I saw the demo.
Yeah, the demo here at E3 is Acre, which is a city that was recently taken over by Richard the Lionheart in 1191, which is the year that the game takes place. The other cities that you can visit are Jerusalem and Damascus. Each one has its own particular history, and we've really modeled it on the plans from that time. There's also all the kingdom around that, the assassin stronghold, and then a big battle takes place in another location, but I don't want to talk about that.
And you can move freely between these locations throughout the game?
Yeah, you have a horse, there's caravans, you can do all kinds of things on your horse, as you'd imagine, but mostly get around.
Let's talk a little bit about these cities. They're real, true living environments where all the NPCs have their own type of AI and they behave in very particular ways.
Yeah, that's where we really tried to push the next-gen feeling, is focusing on the AI. I think a lot of people are talking about crowd, and we were really excited that finally with these new systems we can actually deliver like a crowd that has gameplay. And the inspiration was, well, you know, there are a whole bunch of rules in the crowd that, being a human living in real life, you kind of know these.
You have to do things. You gotta go to the bathroom.
You have to do things a certain way, and there's a certain way that, you know, for example, a crowd walks in a certain flow, and if you get in the wrong lane, then you kind of end up in this situation trying to get out of the way.
It's too bad that we're just grazing the surface of this game. I can't wait to see more about it. Thank you for stopping by, Jade, and hopefully we'll get to talk about this very soon.
Thank you, Adam.
All right, Olivia, tell our audience what they've won.
At this point, just my respect, but that is more than my last ex-boyfriend can say. If not, there is still plenty more E306 Live after this.
Coming up next, spend some E3 QT with Gilbert Godfrey as we unleash him on the show floor.
Can you just kind of move the camera up and down?
E306 Live is presented by Scion. Cars ready for personalization. Scion, what moves you?
Welcome back to E306 Live, presented by Scion and Mountain Dew. I'm Adam Sessler, dangling before you like the TV equivalent of that kitten in the Hang In There poster. Except I let go.
It's very cute, kitten. And I'm Morgan Webb. We are deep into the last hour of the last day here at E3, and yet we still have more to show you. Not possible, you say? I merely smirk at your naivete.
Yes, we have so much more, and to give us a deeper look at the show floor, we do a return to a man who, well, he makes me look like Brad Pitt.
Here's our special floor report from correspondent Gilbert Godfrey.
I'm here at E3, where everything's top of the line, state of the art. But who cares about that? Let's look at the crap. Okay, what exactly does this thing do?
It's a disc repair machine. Actually, it resurfaces discs.
Now, does this crappy disco ball come with it? I'm here with some crazy foreigner in his pajamas who might just kick the crap out of me.
So the polishing pads right now are just pulling a piece of the plastic off the bottom of the disc.
Between you and me, you know this thing doesn't work, right? Now, can you demonstrate this for me?
Basically, you match the arrows to your feet.
Just dance. Yes, that's good. Can you jump up and down more?
Yeah, flex the leg.
Flex the leg.
Exactly, great.
Yes, yes. Jump up and down more. Thanks.
Is that good?
It was good for me. Okay, now what are these things?
That's the newest technology with Fortune Ball.
Now, whatever happened to just the fortune cookies? I have no idea what this game is, but it's my favorite one at the whole exhibit. Why don't you show me how that thing operates? Oh, I'm sorry. See, if my balls would light up, maybe I would have luck. Or at least I could find my way to the bathroom in the dark. Hey, can we use this booth for a while? Oh, I didn't know you were still here. Now, if Godzilla and Ghidra the three-headed monster got into a fight, who would win? Now it's two girls. Wait a second.
Yes, we have fortune balls too, and thank you, Mr. Gottfried. I never knew there was so much crap at E3.
I really have one of Gottfried's glass balls. Hope he's okay. If
Bye.
your mother has ever said to you, you'll never get anywhere with these games, you look her right in the eye and you say, you're wrong, and I don't love you anymore. Because thanks to Mountain Dew, DirecTV, and their wall of money, gamers can win a cool $1 million. Here's Olivia Munn with more.
Today, E3 attendees have been seeing everything from crazy video games to really hot booth babes and some green, as in a whole lot of money. I'm here with Andrew Katz from Mountain Dew. Now, he's going to explain this huge pile of cash called the Wall of Cash.
This is prize money that we're going to give away to professional gamers who compete to be the best in the world.
How much money is actually in there?
About $1 million.
I'm here with Stephen Roberts from DirecTV. Stephen, how can the gamers at home watch this competition?
Only on DirecTV.
All right, now when can we expect to see some of this action?
First week of August, so look for it in the guide.
There it is. Mountain Dew and DirecTV are about to open their very own online Thunderdome. Everyone is invited, but in, 234 days, 14 hours, 1 minute, and I don't know, like 30 seconds. Someone will walk away with all of these Benjamins, maybe me.
Good luck with that. And now making sure that no E3 news goes unreported, it's the feed.
I'm Layla Kaylee, and I don't mean to brag, but I've got all the E3 news you're dying to hear. I call it the feed. Do you really want to see Mario in high definition? Well, do you? According to Nintendo, you have at least 5 years to answer that question. Apparently, Nintendo decided not to include high-def technology in the Wii console because the number of HD TV households is not yet that high. However, when that number rises in about 5 years' time, Nintendo will offer a high-definition console. And speaking of the Wii, the console got some high-profile support from an unexpected source. Microsoft Vice President Peter Moore says that instead of paying $600 for a PS3, gamers should buy both an Xbox 360 and a Wii. Of course he's going to say that. Nintendo has not yet announced the price for the Wii, but is expected to be much cheaper than the other consoles. That's all the news for now. Stay tuned to G4 for breaking E3 headlines throughout the day, and visit us on the web at g4tv.com. I gotta go see my therapist. I'm Layla Kaylee, and you've been fed.
Let's say you want more of the feed. Well, then you're going to like the all-new Attack of the Show, because starting this Monday, things are going to look very, very different. Don't worry, we got a new set, some new faces, but it's the same Attack of the Show attitude. Seriously. Coming up this year, AOTS breaks out with some week-long road trips in July. We're going to crash the superhero of conventions. It's Comic-Con. in San Diego. Then in August, we'll head to Sin City, Las Vegas for a week of the sights and the sounds that only I can bring you. Oh, and everybody else too, don't worry. And in September, it's off to Tokyo, the hub of pop culture, bright lights, and video games. All done Attack of the Show style. Things kick off on Monday, and while E3 ends today, we've got even more show floor coverage all week long on Attack of the Show. More games, more breaking news, more E3 right here at 7 p.m. But do not go away. We've got more E306 Live coming at you next.
Think you got game? See the hottest new sports games right after this. E306 Live is presented by Mountain Dew, coming to you live and in color.
It's a magical sound. Welcome back to E306 Live, presented by Cyan and Mountain Dew. I am Adam Sessler.
And I am Olivia Munn. This is where the best and the brightest from the gaming industry come to ruffle their feathers and find a mate.
G4 is your one and only source for everything that goes down inside the walls of the LA Convention Center. Even the things we'd rather not repeat. Now, as you can tell, probably, I engage in athletic endeavors all the time.
Well, you know, you can't get a body like that just sitting around and playing video games. You have to sit, play video games, and avoid nutrients like a supermodel. That means basically coffee
I'm very
and cigarettes.
good at that,
All
yes.
right. Here with a floor report on the games 2K Sports has to offer is the equally fit Kevin Pereira.
If you're talking about sports titles, you have to talk about 2K Sports, and that's why I'm here on the E3 floor to give you a sneak peek at 2K's upcoming drafts. In the first round, we have NBA 2K7. Not only is this game's shot stick refined, but the developers also put an emphasis on signature styles. This means that gamers will be able to use their favorite players and all of their signature moves. NHL 2K7 is the second round draft pick. In it, 2K has implemented Cinemotion, a feature that incorporates heightened graphics in tandem with improved camera angles. As you can tell, this makes for a much more fluid gameplay experience. In the final round, we have College Hoops 2K7. Now, although some mechanics are similar to those found in NBA 2K7, the emphasis here is more on capturing the essence of college basketball. Therefore, elements like team chemistry play a much larger role in winning the game. So there you have it. 2K definitely has a very strong roster of sports titles for the upcoming season. But hey, if you want more late breaking news right from the E3 show floor, you got to keep it tuned to G4.
All right, once again, let's hand things over to my X-Play counterpart, Morgan Webb, and her Morgan Minute.
E3 is coming to a close, and I'm experiencing that kind of vague sadness I always imagine Willie Nelson feels when he sings to all the girls I've loved before. Or I could just be delirious. I'm very, very tired. But back to E3. Probably the coolest thing I saw was the giant Optimus Prime with the Activision booth. This is what a booth should be. The realization of every dream I had when I was 8 years old. And the saddest thing I saw? The Medusa booth babe from the Gods and Heroes booth. Because there's nothing sadder than a booth babe in a costume that makes it impossible for her to escape. And swag this year was very sad. Most years swag is a cornucopia of riches pouring mouse pads and t-shirts. This year only stinginess poured, and the finest swag this year, the stuffed sheep from the folks at Natsume. I'm from Harvest Moon. Can it really be a bad expo if you get to go home with a fluffy, adorable sheep? No. I'm Morgan, and that's been my E3.
Morgan talks to the animals. Thanks, Morgan. Olivia, when I say the word Rockstar Games, what comes to mind?
Car theft, the theme from The Warriors, the notion that you can get a refund from a prostitute by killing her.
Well, get ready to add ping pong to that list.
The hookers launch ping pong balls now?
Only in Bangkok. I think we should just let Zach Selwyn handle this. He's got a floor report direct from the Rockstar booth.
Welcome, Sparks fans. It's anything goes here down on the floor at the Xbox 360 booth where Rockstar Games meets ping pong. That's correct. Rockstar is hosting a tournament to show off their latest creation. Rockstar Games presents Table Tennis. It's ping pong Rockstar style. And check out the prize for the champ. A trip for 2 to Paris for the World Singles Table Tennis Championships. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? How did I not get in on that one, huh?
I missed something. Cross table shot from Luke. Over to Gomez. He drops one in there again. Luke cannot do it, folks. He shaved his head to become a little more aerodynamic at table tennis, but obviously tonight it's just not working. As the battle rages on, it's clear to see Rockstar hasn't forgotten the 2 most important weapons of table tennis, raw power and killer spin. Well, it's all over here at Rockstar Table Tennis 1. Your champion has already been crowned. They're out signing shoe deals with Nike. They're getting a paddle deal with Killer Spin. There's apparently a hair product deal in the works. Me, I'm just trying to go to Paris with them. Come on, buddy. It's not like you have a girlfriend.
Thank you, Zach. Wait, you see it? I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Do you see your great-grandfather Tobias Sessler?
No, is that who it is? Oh.
All right, then that's not the light you're thinking of. Stay with us, Adam. Stay with us. Stay out of the light. We're almost there. I love you. All right, you guys, stay at home, too. There's more E306 Live after this.
Carol Ann!
Up next, we raise our goblet of rock for Guitar Hero 2 and more madness from the show floor. E306 Live is also brought to you by Sony Pictures Classic, Art School Confidential, in theaters everywhere May 12th.
Welcome back to E306 Live, presented by Scion and Mountain Dew. I'm Olivia Munn, and I've managed to remain afloat in a sea of video game insanity, but just barely. Now, we all have heroes. Mine is teen-exploitation novelist Judy Blume. Oh, Ramona Quimby. My sister actually gets that joke. But I also have a guitar hero, and that's Kevin Pereira.
As well as I should be, Olivia. Look, there's only one game that can make you feel like a golden god of the rock stage, and it's got a sequel coming out soon. I am very excited to get my hands on Guitar Hero 2. Joining me for the Rockage is Daniel Sussman, director of Guitar Hero 2, and playing the game right now, senior designer Rob K. I hear he's okay at the game, actually. Daniel.
Hello.
Guitar Hero.
Hey, before we get started, I want to give you my stuff. I have gifts for you. I got little Guitar Hero 2 guitar straps. We got all kinds of goofy stuff that we did for the show.
Very nice. Is this a limited run? Is this something that...
This is exclusive. Only you.
Kids, buy it now on eBay. Well, in a couple hours or so. I mean, no, thank you. Thank you very much. Now, listen.
No.
Guitar Hero, honestly, one of my favorite games of all time. It got my parents into gaming, which was actually a bad idea looking back on it. But did you know it was going to have the appeal that it did?
No, we had no idea. And, you know, we're all a bunch of snobby rock fans at Harmonix, you know, and so we were just kind of making this game, making the game that we wanted to make, and we had no idea that anybody would care.
Sure.
I mean, we've made really fun games before that, you know, didn't really sell all that well, and so...
I tried to get my friends into Amplitude, and they looked at me like
it's
I was...
hard, you know, and so we teamed up with Red Octane. They did a great job on the guitar, and it clicked, and it...
Now we've got a sequel.
Yep, we got a sequel.
Everybody wants to know, what are the songs? Let's hear it. Give me some songs that haven't been announced yet. Come on, buddy.
We don't have anything. We didn't hold anything back for E3. We gave you guys everything.
What, have you just not locked down the licenses yet? Or?
No, we don't have we're still working on it.
Really?
Yeah, we're working on the game.
Okay, give me some licenses that you're working on. Give me some Pie in the Sky. What do you want in Guitar Hero 2?
Everybody asked me that question, and I'm going to get myself
and you're
into
going to answer it right now live. Here we go, Dan.
No.
Name a song.
All right, we got to get AC/DC. We need AC/DC. We need Metallica. We need Aerosmith. We need, come on. I mean, like,
you do.
We need Led Zeppelin. We need, like, the classic stuff. And
good stuff.
We're not going to get it, and it sucks.
No, come on. Now, coming off the success of the first game, can't you leverage that to maybe get a couple better licenses in here? Or?
That's actually happening, and it's cool to, like, you know, just see respect from the music world coming, you know, to us, and,
sure.
and I'm psyched about that. And so, yeah, it's opened a bunch of doors, and it's an easier sell than it was the first time around.
Now, lots of unlockables in the first one, but I played it on Insane to the point where I had blisters and I was bleeding, and all I got was the battle axe. When do I get the unlockable groupies? Tell me they're in there, and tell me I can customize them.
We are working on that.
Yes?
No.
Can I bruise them?
No.
No, come on. I need customiz. I need to be able to customize.
We want a groupie mode, but come on, we're trying to keep this a T game.
What modes do we have? I know you had a quick turnaround for the first game, so you're trying to get some new features into Guitar Hero 2.
We're doing a lot to kind of make the game more playable and to make the game more fun. We're adding a practice mode that was actually cut from Guitar Hero 1.
Right.
We just kind of dusted off the spec and threw it in this time, but you're going to be able to basically dial up specific sections of the song, like on a set list, and play. Oh, I want to play that, first part of the chorus, first part of the solo,
Right.
first part of whatever.
So now I'm not going to want to kick my dog in the face every time I lose at Bark at the Moon.
On 99%,
Yes. Thank you for that, by the way.
No, so that's going in. You'll be able to slow those sections down, like really get good at it.
Rob, can we fire a multiplayer? Can we get it going?
Yeah.
I see you're doing very well. I hate to cancel your rockage, but I have a bone to pick about the multiplayer, and I think the rest of the country does as well, because I'm sitting there, I'm rocking. Clearly, I'm a Guitar Hero god. My buddy, when he's listening to me play, has to stand there. I thought there were songs that had maybe a rhythm and a lead guitar. Even bass. Can't they play something?
Yes. Yes, they can. They can play bass. They can play dual lead on songs that have dual lead. They
Thank
can,
you.
No, we're hooking
Stairway to
everybody
Heaven?
up. No Stairway, man. No Stairway.
No Stairway.
No
Did
Stairway.
you try, or do you just say no Stairway?
It's
on
a
our
rule
game?
of rock. You don't do it.
All right, cool. All right,
right,
we're
so
switching up guitars here.
Yeah.
So we're going to demo multiplayer mode. So what's new aside from the different, playing different instruments? Can they still abuse the whammy? My friends
Yes.
are
no,
kind of
we
autistic when it comes to the whammy
abusive
bar.
whammy use. The other big thing is that we actually put in handicapping. So now we don't need to play on the same difficulty level, which means that you can play with people who are not as good as you.
All right, well, let's get to it here. So what should I, I'll go for the expert. You can go to the medium, because I know you have to chit-chat and whatnot and really sell the game to the kids.
I'm not that good.
Can we use, I'm assuming we can use the original Guitar Hero controller on this game.
No, everything is super backwards compatible. The game is actually going to ship unbundled as well as bundled for people
Great.
who already have their two guitars, who sprung for the cherry or whatever.
Now, what about customizing? Because we came with a couple stickers the first time around.
We're totally into that, and it's such a weird phenomenon that people have actually painted their own guitars. They're taking them apart. They're kind of it's awesome.
Oh, I see you change even the meters a little bit, not too much, but so all right, you're playing here. What do I get to play?
You get to play the rhythm guitar when it comes in.
Oh, you're sticking me on rhythm?
I think you should start on the rhythm.
All right. Just remember, folks, I'm on expert. I'm a trained cable television darling. Don't worry.
So we're on the same team in this multiplayer mode. We're totally cooperative.
Now I got a headset. Oh, come on, I'm trying to talk now. Is there any mode, like a karaoke mode coming out now? Anything like that going on?
Nope, it's guitar only, because guitar is where it's at.
Now, next-gen Guitar Hero, am I going to be able to download songs and play them?
There's nothing really in the works. We're not talking about that at the show, but yeah, obviously that's like the future of this whole thing. All right, so here, we should trigger start power. We have to do it together. It's
All right,
like a very, ready?
Ready?
Let's go.
And a tilt. Oh, baby! You didn't put the tongue out. Neither did I, actually. When's this shipping? When are we getting our hands on this?
November this year.
All right, and what's one new song that's going to be in it that hasn't been announced? No, I need a song, because I don't know if you know how crazy I get over Guitar Hero, but if I don't get a new song,
I'm sorry.
I'm going to get angry.
Well, you're going to have to get
Just
mad.
give me one song. Just give me one song. I don't want to do it to your precious game. I will
Get
do
mad.
it.
Get mad.
Yes! That's rock and roll! All right, who wants it? Come on, let's hand these bad boys out. Who wants it? I'm sorry to get angry on you, America. I just needed one song. Just one song, man. That's all you had to do.
I can't do it.
What's going on here? Let's see. We got a neck to hand out over there. Come on, I'll trade you. You guys fight for the chord. I'm angry, but I'm also blessed to play the Guitar Hero 2. Adam Sessler, take me away from the madness.
You know what? You are a Pete Townsend, but without the child porn. Okay, I'm not that comfortable with being in charge, so how about I just let Morgan tell you guys about the video game mashup?
Now, GeForce video game coverage does not end with E3. There's also the Video Game Mashup, TV's only daily vlog dedicated to all things video game. The heart of the mashup is a show I know a little something about. It's called X-Play. It's where Adam and I play and review every game we get our hands on.
Yep, that mashup. Oh, look, you have pieces of it. Yep, the mashup is 3 full hours of cheats, tips, tricks, and our brutally honest game reviews. Do not miss X-Play and the rest of the mashup weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m., and that is right here on G4. All right, in a second, your TV is going to be filled with unfamiliar faces.
These are just commercial actors, so don't panic.
Yes, my comforting countenance will return, along with more E3 06 Live, right after this.
You have your say right after the break as we check in on our viewer-voted Heat Index one last time. E3 06 Live is presented by Scion. Cars ready for personalization. Scion, what moves you?
Let's check out the heat index.
Dude's got a chunk of my guitar. That's awesome. First up, Guitar Hero 2. You just saw it. I shattered it. You said it was volcanic, of course. Love the Guitar Hero.
You are really good at that game.
Really,
I know you are.
you
Impressive.
played on Expert and you were still talking at the same time.
Listen,
You know,
it's an acquired taste.
what's amazing is that it's just as detailed as playing the regular guitar, yet more people would rather play that.
It truly is. I love a game that can give non-musicians the feeling that you get when
Because
you're
you
actually
really
there
do feel
performing.
like you're playing.
You do.
Like,
And it's
God,
it's
fuck.
horrible when you show up to a club and you're like, can I sit in on this one? And you realize there's no red and orange
It
buttons.
gives me a lot of self-esteem when I play it, and it freaks me out because I don't know what that's like.
Right. Well, enjoy it when you have it.
Okay, good.
All right, next up, we got a closer look at Assassin's Creed. You rated it as scorching.
Wow.
Absolutely beautiful. We watched people play it today.
This game
beautiful game.
is. I almost think it's too bad that we really only see this trailer for it.
Right.
Because
So
when
you saw
see
gameplay,
the
right?
game, it is.
You feel like you're in a living city.
It was unreal, and then there was the part where at the end the assassin had to escape, and it was well described as like you wanted him to move. I wasn't playing it, but I was amazed as if it was a movie because I cared about it.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Awesome. All right, and finally, we wanted to know what you thought of this year's E3. Overall, you gave it a, wait for it, volcanic.
Yeah,
Wow.
there's so much happening this year's E3.
I think, you know, they say it every year, but I think there's going to be 3 or 4 years before we see an E3 like this again.
This was.
With all the consoles.
Last year
Did you
was-
say that last year?
I did.
No, last year I found it kind of tough to get that excited about some of the stuff. This year, the games for the 360, the launch of the PS3, the shock that was the Wii Ma.
Well, because you can feel it, you can taste it. I'm about to be able to play these games. I can see it.
Except at the end of the day, I'm going to go home, look at my games, and say, I hate you all. You're not good enough anymore.
None of them are good enough.
That's the
They
thing
all
I loved
suck.
most about this whole E3 was the passion. The passion for gaming everywhere and the passion of the people. All right, well, the people that are at home all voted at G4TV.com/E3, and now it's time to hear what X-John thought about E3. Because of what I've seen at this year's E3, I'm definitely buying an Xbox 360.
Yeah, held
Not
off
the
for
Wii,
some,
not the PS3, but the...
This is
And
going to be
they
the
were
year
hard to get
360.
for a little while, too. So now you're getting it at the right time because you can just walk into a store. There's no markup or anything like that.
And I gotta say, Morgan and I got a chance to play a little multiplayer on Gears
Gears
of
of
War.
War.
Let me tell
How was
you, that is the most awesome thing. I loved my job the minute I
I
did that.
chainsawed a guy in the face.
Oh,
You did.
You
I
owe
did.
Cliffy B for that, by the way. Send him a
Yes.
card.
Okay, I will. Send him a nice little card.
All right, everyone. Thanks for participating in our Heat Index all week long. Don't forget to check out G4TV.com/E3 for our complete coverage.
All right, and before we wrap up here at E3, here's our exclusive behind-the-scenes premiere. I can still talk. It's of Spy Hunter Nowhere to Run, starring The Rock. Rock.
Did you guys believe I'm just here to rotate the tires?
The Interceptor is amazing. It's got the strength of a tank, speed faster than Ferrari, and then when it changes into a boat, it's a speedboat. It's the fastest speedboat on water.
How many creative ways can you kill somebody?
Alex Decker, who is the main character. He's an ex-fighter pilot who now works for the government, and he's the best of the best. He is a spy hunter.
All right, everyone, after this brief little break, you'll get our final E306 live analysis and some teary goodbyes. If that's not enough, Adam's going to learn the moral of E3.
Ooh, never sleep with your publicist. Adam?
It all comes down to this. Our exclusive E306 wrap-up is coming up right after the break. E306 Live is presented by Cyan and Mountain Dew, and also brought to you by Netscape, Art School Confidential, and ITT Technical Institute.
Introducing the Daily Nut.
There's more TV to make. Welcome back to E306 Live, presented by Cyan and Mountain Dew.
All right, well, that's it. Okay, let's go. Let's do favorite stuff that
Okay.
you saw.
Pick a
Olivia?
favorite. Great.
Spore.
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 What kind of creature are you gonna make?
One that's a combination of all of you, because you're my favorite people.
I
See?
pity
I wanted to
the
make a
gamer that gets
fighter.
that creature in their world.
You don't know anybody else, do you,
I don't.
Olivia?
I actually live here. So I
Okay.
wake up underneath the X every morning.
All right. Just give the version of me with bigger muscles. Okay, Morgan, you.
Nintendo Wii. I want to play sports. I want to conduct an orchestra. That's what I'm picking.
Yeah.
Awesome. I want to play that little drumming mini game. I think that's
All right, Kevin, you.
All right. Spore was taken. Can I take Gears of War? Is that fair enough?
Yo, fine, take
Because I
Gears
know
of
it was
War.
your favorite, and that's why I'm going there. I'm taking it. Gears of War is
we
awesome.
meant to have words about this. I'm taking Gears of War as well.
I chainsawed a man in the face.
I'm
and
saying,
that's a good thing.
Morgan.
It was
I'm
good.
saying look out for Crackdown. I hope it needs a little polish. I'm going to be honest, but it looks really good. It's got a co-op multiplayer mode where if you're online and I don't even know if I'm allowed to announce this, but I don't really care. If you're playing and I see you online with my Xbox, I can hit a button, jump in the city as you, and run around anytime, instant in and out.
You know what? The game has potential. That's awesome. All right, guys.
That's it. We have done it.
Yes, we
G4
have.
Attack of the Show X-Play. And these loud folks right back here, we've successfully delivered more E3 news, notes, and exclusives than any other outlet on the planet. That is it. Our coverage of E306 is done, but we're still here giving you the finest in programming about video games, pop culture, and the stuff men love. It's G4, everybody. You love it. We love you.
Good night.
Good night.
Now's the time when we do
Free stuff.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.